Welcome, everybody, to 33 Burning Black Panther Questions. The day has arrived where we not only celebrate, but we remember Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther, the movie version. Most of these questions are movie related. There might be one or two about the comic books, but we're going to keep things rolling. Introducing first, alive and alert from the north side of the dirt. Introduce yourself, D-Real.
It's your man D-Real from Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. And if you're digging what a brother is shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. That's how we grow.
Oh, if you did your introduction, then I know Theo Butler's about to do his introduction. I can't remember it, but he asked a couple of questions.
Do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's calculating? What is really good in the hood? It is your man, Theo Butler. I ain't saying, I'm just saying.
Beat that. Back of the Bus podcast. We got one half. He likes to chill on the couch too.
The Back of the Bus squad. No intro, but I'm holding it down for my guy Marcus, who couldn't be here today, but I know he really wanted to be. So let's get these Black Panther questions out of the way.
Question number one was, I got the wrong folder open. My bad.
Uh-oh.
Oh, goodness.
Who does T'Challa make freeze? I mean, like, we know who does it for him. It's Nakia. Is there anyone that he has, like you know who? Zemo. In that cold. Remember, vengeance has consumed.
Yeah.
It was very cold up there.
Yeah.
So from two senses of the word, he freezes him physically, he freezes him emotionally.
Yeah, he does.
I cannot argue with that logic.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Actually, can we say Bucky had Zemo lit in the Winter Soldier series?
I most certainly could.
And he dropped the bullets on the ground. Zemo was like, oh, okay, all right, okay. You got me.
That happened.
That did indeed happen.
Josh, one who studies vibranium is a...
This is probably the wrong answer, but I would love it if it was a vibologist. A vibologist is amazing. And cool enough for the Black Panther. I mean, come on.
A vibologist. I feel like you have to end it with ist. It's got to be an ologist, right?
You know what I mean? But it's an ology of the vibranium.
Yeah, so why are we ignoring the R-A-N? What's that all about?
It just don't fit the way for King T'Challa the way it should. So, vibologist, it just works.
Vibologist. Well, then why are we sticking to tradition? Why don't we just go a viber?
Okay.
You know, a doctor.
Shorten to the point.
Is it a doctologist or healthologist? No, we say doctor.
Well, I was going to kind of remain rooted in reality and simply say it was a metallurgist.
Is that what you call a
metallurgy? Someone who works with metal?
Okay.
I'm not.
Edutainment's what I do.
Yeah.
I got a petty answer, and I don't know. It's Saturday, and they're gonna be like, Theo, I can't even. It rhymes. It rhymes with creator. It rhymes with creator, but it's got the whole vibe. It satisfies what Chill is looking for, so it's got vibe and it rhymes with creator. I'm just gonna leave that right there.
There's a lot of places you could have went with that one. I thought he was gonna say someone who studies vibranium is a thief. You know, I thought you were gonna go there, but
no.
He went the other direction.
He went way in the other direction.
You know, like
made a lot.
You create yourself to a creator. So if you know, but anyway, I ain't saying
we completely understand. You're not saying, you're just saying. We got it. Mads Mama Bear.
I sip my tea to that one.
Appreciating the panel here. Good looking dude. Someone had to write it.
See, somebody agrees with him though.
Thank you, John.
Thank you for saying it, John's Comics with Kids.
Right? Charlie and Kate are nowhere near the computers. Okay. Third question. Will that lip guy get more lines in the sequel?
Did he have any lines in the first one?
Yes, he did, because when Killmonger was in the throne room, he's the one who said, "Oh, no," like asked him his name.
Oh, he did. Okay.
He just because Chadwick Boseman is not in the movie, everybody has to get more lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm assuming he gonna get more lines.
Yeah.
And before writing this question, I would have never thought of it, but I'm gonna go into Black Panther 2 with my eyes on that lip guy. See if he's even in there. He was on the Water Tribe, wasn't he?
River Tribe.
Yes, the
River Tribe.
River Tribe.
He was there. He was there with Nakia. Anyways, I think he gets more lines, and that's a good reason why. No T'Challa, or they're not recasting. So no T'Challa, probably everyone gets a little bit more love.
Guy.
Even if it ain't 3 more words, he gonna say something else.
He will probably shout out again something very provocative and eye-opening. Hooray.
I can see that happening. What are you guys saying in the comment section? Isn't a doctor also a pathologist?
See? So it could just be a vibologist for Vibranium specifically. I'm trying to tell you.
That's right. Rhea is over here with the elbow cough. It's a dab.
Okay.
Definitely sounds tasteful in mine.
The fourth question of 33 burning Black Panther questions. How many? I'm gonna go to Theo for this one. How many seconds can you hold a conversation with Nate Moore? That would be the producer of the Black Panther movie. He's also been producing like Eternals. He has a lot under his belt with Marvel. Before you could mention recast T'Challa or else.
You mean I'm gonna talk to him about something else before we talk about recast T'Challa?
There's no warm up. There's no, hey, how are you, Theo? Hey, good to see you, Nate. I'm Theo, and today we're gonna discuss this. You're just going straight into it.
I'm going straight into it. Like I cut the chase, because that's why I'm going to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him about nothing else. I don't want to talk to him about nothing else. Haircut, where you get his suits from? Nope.
I hear you.
Skip the pleasantries. It's straight to recast T'Challa immediately.
Get on his helmet right away.
As it should be.
Nate, recast T'Challa. What's happening? That's exactly how it's gonna go. And then we can break down and be friends and buddies and pals after that. Maybe. But yeah, I'm going straight at his dome.
Yeah, I don't like being fake.
What's interesting to me is before his interview, it was on the Ringerverse podcast with who was it? Lathan. Who was it? Van Lathan. On that podcast where he explained and he goes, we had a short conversation about recasting T'Challa. It was quick and it was immediate, and we
minutes.
It lasted
weeks,
minutes.
It was minutes. Yeah.
And we felt that we associate T'Challa and the character too close. So in the main universe, we're not going to recast him. When he said that to me, like to us, like my ire has someone to go to, and I feel like it is a little bit unfair. Well, he deserves everything, but like Ryan Coogler was one of those people in making the decision, I'm sure, and Kevin Feige was probably one of the, when he's speaking in plural, I'm pretty sure Feige and Moore and Coogler are in that discussion, in that room. So I think it's this 3-way split that I gotta have for my anger or issue with them not recasting T'Challa. Just wanted to let that one out. I think the most aggressive of the 3 of us, or the 4 of us, would be Theo, because he would always say recast T'Challa or else. What do you mean or else though? Like, what is the consequence if they don't do it? Does that mean you're not seeing the second Black Panther movie?
Exactly. And my passion comes from, and shout out to Gabbo from Machiavelli Media. There were things that I was privy to before the storm of recast T'Challa petition. Quotes, posts. I mean, like, they were up on websites. Their intention for T'Challa well before Chadwick Boseman passed. Chadwick Boseman was still living when they were making these comments about passing the torch to Shuri. Chadwick Boseman was upset about this. Like, I'm reading this in black and white, where Nate Moore is telling Ryan Coogler not to be married to T'Challa as the Black Panther. And I'm like, you said you a Black Panther fan. Where are you getting this information from? So it's like, to me, when Nate Moore made his comment on the Ringer podcast, that was confirmation for me. You said what I had been saying, but people were reluctant to believe that I said you said, even though I was putting up videos with pictures and everything, links to the site. So now that you said it, and you're trying to use a big word, catharsis, where you didn't need to use it. No. It really, all he did was just make me double down, just get in the trenches even further than where I was.
So it sounds to me like overall problem with Marvel, which I'm seeing, is like they want to do diversity, which of course is an awesome thing, but it comes at the expense of others. Where in this situation, let's get Shuri in there because that's a female, and female are under definitely not arguing that they are. They are definitely an underrepresented or misrepresented or just historically. So yes, it's good to have girls, women in power.
Right.
But we also have this Black Panther thing going on who's kind of really important. And could we do the women empowerment without the Black Panther depowerment? And the answer is yes. And I never settled for these efforts to, at the expense of another character, we get, you know, the black version, girl version, side character version. Like I always see them as secondary, and it sounds like since that was the plan from I take Theo's word for it, like that's what information he was getting, then it's like you guys, they never really cared or never really understood what Black Panther was, to me at least, to Daryl who's nodding his head, and Josh also, right?
Yeah, they didn't know. They did. To me, and this is why I, number one, collectively have referred to Kevin Feige, Ryan Coogler, and Nate Moore as the Minutemen. Because, you know, you came to this decision in minutes and you said that out loud to people in public. And it's like, really? And made a face like, yeah, I said it. And I'm like, okay, just like Theo, I was like, so that's what we're working with. And I did a video where Nate Moore was quoted at, when I quoted, he said, in order to love Wakanda, you have to first love T'Challa.
I disagree.
Well, he said that. Those were his words. But then you're going to turn around and say, no, we ain't casting the cat. We ain't recasting it. But how we going to learn to love him in one movie? And when everybody else who's a titular character gets 600. Crickets. Okay.
So I was over here checking the side, but I'm with you. It has potential to be an elegant solution. This way they can honor the actor and keep a T'Challa character. Yeah, passing the torch rumors was out before Chadwick's death. I'm not shocked that they're true. I believe Theo. They've got to be true. Hey, Terrell Austin, they need to recast T'Challa and stop playing.
What's going on, TA? What's going on? The thing is that, okay, when we talk about it, and Chill, I checked out the video, especially the video when you talked about Kamala Khan and cultural significance.
Good one.
If it was what it was, and Kevin Feige was saying what it was, and Chill, you're gonna be like, you're gonna shake your head when I say this, then the Captain Marvel would have been Monica Rambeau when that movie dropped. If it is what it is, if we talking about diversity,
okay. I'll say Spectrum. The movie should have been called Spectrum, and it should have been Monica Rambeau.
Right. But watch it, because we know the second Captain Marvel, first female Captain Marvel, was Monica Rambeau. You could have did that, or Spectrum, whatever, but we know it wasn't Carol Danvers. So now when you look at this, I don't like the addition by subtraction. I love the relationship between T'Challa and Shuri. There are some great stories that we've read where a brother sacrificed himself for a sister, sister sacrificed herself for her brother not resting until he brings his sister back to life, sister not resting until she brings her. There are so many great stories that we've got with this particular character. For them to say no, and then when you look at the quotes, we could say what Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore, but look at Chadwick Boseman, and that's what some people are missing. His quotes, his speeches, his language, his feelings. If we want to, if we don't want to pay attention to what his brother Derek Boseman said, Chadwick told you himself when he was on that when he was on the stage with Letitia Wright and Michael B. Georgeman, they consoled him while he told America, the world, how he felt. Tyler, Ian, they were there when he had his commencement speech at Howard. We know what he feels. We know what he thinks. It's past time to keep bowing down, taking a knee to the naysayers. No, this character is important. The actor knew how important this character was. Let's stop all this this rah-rah and everything like that, or we doing this out of love and admiration. If we love and admire and respect this actor, we gonna honor the actor a different way and keep the character going out of respect for the actor.
And there's plenty of ways they could have done that. And
Tons.
haven't done so. Instead, they decide to monetize his death.
They could have done that.
It's still early. The teaser isn't even out yet. When the teaser comes out and it's like for the king, and then I'll say they monetized his death. So far, I think we got a toy, right? Is that was?
Yeah.
And I can see how the toy is like not something that the studio is exactly. I can see that mistake being made, and I'll be like, okay, that's cool. That's different than a full-out trailer with dialogue in the movie specifically meant to be like a double entendre of, oh, we lost him. Oh, I get it. I think if the movie takes place in that 5-year blip period, that's like my compromise where, fine, we didn't actually kill the character, kill him, like he can't return. The recast train is not dead.
If what I just saw is true, and Mr. Ray Smith, shout out Mr. Ray Smith for sending this to me, they plan, one website has it up, it's on YouTube. They plan on, and like I said, this is rumor.
Okay.
He dies of an illness.
Oh, I hope not.
That's the rumor. And that's why I haven't put it on the video, on my channel and everything like that. But we rocking with each other. So it's like, because I'm thinking, what the outcry would be if he dies in battle. So you're like, okay, we can't do that. So the only idea that you have is to, let's just say he died of a sickness like Chadwick did.
Yeah, that's not right.
That's the worst case scenario.
That ain't monetizing his death. I don't know what is.
Let's wait for that day to come. Let's wait for that movie to come, and let's wait for that to actually happen. I don't want to explode on it, but I would explode on it. And I would.
We can't cuss
if
on
I
this
knew.
show, can we?
Please don't.
Okay. All right. Ooh, it was one welling up. Okay, let me stop.
Y'all don't do that.
I hope they don't do that. I really hope they don't do that. K-Dot says, doesn't the herb keep him from dying of a illness? He's superhuman. But that's logical. You're thinking about things that make sense, K-Dot. That wouldn't
stop making so much sense, SSJ.
Theo's a powerful speaker. Respect. I would agree with that. And hey, the way I found all of these guys was I typed the words RecastTChalla on my YouTube, and I got to see all of you guys. And like, yeah, that's even you, Josh. I know that Perp Minded kind of brought us together, but even before that, I saw your videos with you guys chilling, drinking on Tim Hortons. I'm like, are they in Canada?
Drinking on Tim Hortons. I almost had my cup today. I already drank it all though.
Do you just have a Tim Hortons near you? Is that it?
We're working on a deal between me and Tim Hortons. I'm totally kidding. I wish.
Oh, yeah, that surprised me. The fifth question of 33 Black Panther questions. Do you want Storm to be Wakandan if they were to introduce mutants and they were just like, all right, let's just fast track this? Storm is a Wakandan. I wouldn't.
No. I wouldn't either.
No.
Mm-hmm. No. She's half Kenyan, half American now. She's from Harlem, isn't she?
Yeah, that's what that comic said.
Keep it that
way. You're thinking about it?
The reason why is because when it's the MC, it's 1999, 99, and 616 influencing my decision. I don't want them because we know what she is in the comics. She's not Wakanda. I don't want them if her being Wakandan would allow for a natural love affair between her and T'Challa on screen, I'm fine with it. But if they gonna just continue to do what we getting in Wakanda, I'm gonna say in the comics, well, I'm what Dara, how old are you?
54.
Me and Dara are both 54, man. I mean, like Aurora and T'Challa been at each other's throats since we've been living, and it's like, man, can we get some consistency? We just getting them together. Like I don't know how many more years I got left. I just want to get them married, have babies. So that's a great question. Do you want Storm to be Wakanda? If it's going, it would have to take a perfect storm. Pardon the pun. That's a great question.
Yeah, I thought it was blasphemous, but I can see the reasoning. I prefer my comic book accuracy, and so I wouldn't want it. I like the origins of the comic book characters to be the same. So let's keep her Kenyan. Let's keep her in the little bikini thing. Let's have Professor X meet up with her. Hey, I got this mission. Let me teach you English really quickly. If you guys read Giant Size X-Men from 1975, is it?
Yeah.
Read it. I own it.
Yeah. Listen,
wait. Did you buy it off of a store or did you get it like CGC for like $300?
Heck no. I bought Giant Size X-Men in like 79, 80. When the Claremont era was blowing up and stuff, and I was like, hey, let me go back and find out where all of this started. Went to the LCS, found it. It was dirt cheap back then.
Nice.
Now I'm going to use it to finance properties.
Right. That's how it works. K-Dot, you got a link to the StreamYard link because a couple of guests didn't make it today. Question number 6. What is Ulysses Klaw's name on SoundCloud? It's definitely South African poppy.
What is Ulysses Klaw?
South African poppy?
Yeah.
I would be tempted to use that previous word.
South African poppy is wild.
Dang, I'm trying to think. Clouster? I don't know. Lord of Mercy? Clouster? I don't.
Fake Hand 2018.
Look,
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
We got joining the room, SSJK. You better take the... Thank you. It's good to see you. Can't hear you. Yep.
Gotta turn the mic on.
Yeah, gotta turn the mic on.
Now.
You sound great.
Yep.
The question was,
Hey,
what is Ulysses Klaw's name on SoundCloud? He said he's got one. Everett Ross wasn't interested.
I got one. Here, all right. Ulysses Coleslaw.
I like it.
Okay,
I like it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Came in at the
I
right
was
time.
thinking Ulysses as Grant, but I was like, you know what? Nah, it's kind of whack. Ulysses Coleslaw sound better.
Was there another one of these?
Restaurant.
It does. Was there another one of these questions you wanted to answer? What is one who studies vibranium?
One who studies vibranium is a Vibranite.
A Vibranite, all right.
Vibranite, okay.
Let's get on to question number 7. How was T'Challa going to kill Bucky if he got his claws on him?
Oh, the same way. The same way his daddy killed his brother.
That's the standard. Go for the heart, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do nothing too brutal. I think he would, probably like. I don't think he'd torture him, but he'll definitely make his death a little painful. It won't be slow. It'll be slightly painful, but not quick. Not, be kind of slow, not too quick.
I would agree with that.
Or I don't know. Maybe you might take him back. You might take him back to his kingdom.
If there's cameras, maybe because that's what
maybe
Klaw
they might
did.
torture him. I don't know. Like
Look, we had Klaw,
do it.
and all the people with their camera phones were out. He's like, every breath you take is mercy, and he had the claw right above him. We know he was going for that stabbing motion. That's his go-to.
But that was different. He was a changed man.
That was Klaw, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, that was
Every breath you take is mercy from me. That was Klaw.
He did that in Korea, right?
Yeah,
So that's the method.
You talking about Bucky?
But I'm just saying, like, you're not gonna forget your
gotcha.
training. Like that's the way you kill, right? That's your go-to. We saw Dad do that in the flashback in the beginning of the Black Panther movie.
Yeah, I think it's a quick death. If we go off the cartoon and saw what they was doing in the cartoon, and then we look at what the comics and what they had in the movie, I'm honestly surprised, to be perfectly honest with you, that Zemo's still walking around. But that's a whole other story. But I would expect the death to be quick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he ain't the drama type person. Like, I'm gonna stick this knife dead in your heart and I'm going about my business.
Bucky's head would be on a pike outside of Wakanda.
On a pike.
Because that's the thing. His people, he may not just because he's personally doesn't want blood. His people might want blood. That's the thing. He's still a king. He has to answer to his people at the end of the day.
Because we know what happens when he doesn't. The Wakabi turned on him for Killmonger because he didn't
Right.
get the job done. The thing though is Bucky was innocent. So what does he do 24 hours later when he finds out, oh, it's actually the Zemo guy who was guilty of all of this? What do reparations look like for America?
Look.
Stuff kings do.
Outside of Wakanda, he's innocent. But in Wakanda, who says he is innocent? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I think that, you know what they're going to do? Remember at the beginning of Iron Man when they did, it was training exercises and something went wrong. There'll be some PR spin.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do in Wakanda. You know, do a little PR spin and stuff. But, you know, sure going to find out Bucky's innocent and then T'Challa like, oh, no. That's fake. It's fake. Fake news. No, he did it. He's going to do some PR stuff, you know, he's going to make himself feel like he's in the right.
That's right. Question number 8 is a true or false question, and I put it in the poll so you guys could all be participating in the live chat. Nakia broke up with T'Challa. True or false?
False. I don't think they're broken up.
I actually don't know. My mind could be changed. So why was it false? Why was it actually T'Challa who broke up with Nakia?
Because they're going to have a Jon Snow baby.
No, prior though. Remember how she became his ex? So before the movie even starts, they had history.
Oh, you're talking about that.
True or false, Nakia? I would have said if we going off MCU, the events prior to off screen Black Panther, I would say she broke up with him because he still, you know, I think all of us to a degree have been, you know, feeling some type of way about a female, and you know, we like, damn, you just gonna get up and leave like that? I told you I had to go take care of some business, but girl,
didn't her job, didn't her work take her away? I mean, I think it was just kind of a thing of circumstance, because when Okoye mentions Nakia, he's like, ooh, you know, it ain't like, you know, he don't want to be with her, but the circumstances of what she does.
He was willing to take her on the mission.
In that case, I'm gonna say true, because just like he said up there, Nakia is going, so she's going outside of Wakanda to go help other countries and stuff, people being human trafficked, all that stuff. Like she's kind of doing some freedom fighting. Everybody else in Wakanda is, you know, they like to keep to themselves. They don't want to interact with Africa or even the rest of the world. They keep to themselves. So it makes sense that she would break up with him, because also she doesn't agree with how the kingdom runs their stuff. She lives there, but she doesn't agree with it. And also she cannot really be with T'Challa, because technically what she's doing, she could get imprisoned for it, because she is going against Wakanda, going out there doing this freedom fighting stuff, which she isn't supposed to do because she can expose Wakanda. And she's taking tech out there to do this stuff, like, you know.
Remember how quick she was to get the heart-shaped herb when Killmonger was burning them all? She doesn't care.
She knows. Yeah. She knows how to be sneaky.
Man,
She
could at least grab a couple. She only grabbed like one. Man, you better get in there and grab some more.
Killmonger, since he had taken the heart-shaped herb himself,
easily
doesn't it
the heart-shaped herb?
Doesn't it enhance the senses too? Doesn't it enhance the senses?
Yeah.
So if she'd have lingered too long, there was a chance he could have heard her or smelt her. So yeah, she had to get in and get out.
She was wearing that essence of garden on her.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how enhanced I'm not sure how enhanced the senses are, because they really haven't shown what the Black Panther senses can really do yet. They only show, like, you know, the stuff like the speed, the strength.
Doesn't look like they're gonna get a chance to show it either.
I mean, all right.
Yeah, probably not.
Poe band.
I bet you. I bet you when we get the first Wolverine movie for the MCU, they'll explore like the type of senses that they should be showing for T'Challa in his movie, like smell.
Of course they will. Of course,
what they should have done here in Black Panther, they gonna do it for Wolverine.
1,000%.
Trust me, they gonna do it.
And I put up that poll question, and the answer to the poll, where is it? 57% of you say it is true that Nakia broke up with T'Challa. And that's about where I was leaning towards too.
Yeah. Makes the most sense.
Because let's face it, man, duty and her and everything she wanted kept her to from staying, and she left, and that's why there was no real hard feelings. He was actually kind of glad, I got a reason now. before I get home, let me just stop by Nakia. Actually, yeah, that's what I'll do. I finally have a reason to chill with her, and then I'm gonna bring her on this mission that we're gonna go. With just me, Okoye, and her. Like, come on now.
Right. Then I'm gonna get some sympathy points. Father has died.
Mm.
Oh, for real? Come here, let me hold you. Okay?
And they was real touchy feely on the way back to Wakanda, wasn't they? Girl, I miss rubbing on your hand. Girl.
That's probably that's why he opened Wakanda.
He was starving. That brother was starving. I don't blame him. He's over there feeling on live. I miss you.
Plus, she influenced him. If the movie didn't have her in it, then he probably wouldn't have opened to the rest of the world and done everything she was telling him to do. About how we have the resources and we need to try. And then he goes and does everything just to please her.
I kind of wish he didn't do that, but I understand why. But I wish he didn't like fully, like we don't share our resources and stuff. I wasn't a huge fan of that.
Number 9, true or false? The apostrophe in names has gotten out of hand. It has. Especially when you read some comic books. There's Njobu and Esyan. I don't know how to pronounce these ones. Theo, you're the expert on this. Like you actually pronounce Shuri's name properly. You go Shuri, and that's how they said it in the movie. I say Shuri.
I'm still trying to figure out who Njobu is. Like I'm just not gonna let that go. I know I seen
Njobu, Theo. We all
uncle?
know Njobu is the little statue from Major League. That my man was
Pedro Serrano.
Yeah, that Serrano was using to help him bat better. That was Jobu right there. And Nate and them just put an N on the front of it.
That is wild.
Listen, I need y'all to know when I was sitting in the movie theater and he said Njobu, I looked at my friend who I went to I said, I know good and damn well. Who? Not Zion. The idol from Major League.
That was the only place I went. I was like, and we know that's Zion. We know that's Zion.
But anyway, I ain't gonna do that. The apostrophe in names has gotten out of hand. I if they don't serve a purpose, they don't serve a purpose. And I mean, just here in the United States, watch this. Culturally speaking, we have different names amongst our ethnicity. Everybody's last name don't end in every black girl's last name don't end in E. They don't. So every Wakanda's name ain't got to have an apostrophe in it. It don't.
We have a copious amount of Ishas, Ayas, and Oas.
Yeah, we ain't got to do that. We ain't got to make it so stereotypical. Come on now. Come on.
Josh is nodding like he's got a sister named some Isha or Aya.
No, man, Ladasha. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna say nothing, but I can relate.
L-A apostrophe dash A.
Yeah.
That is a running social worker joke.
I bet it is.
I have heard.
I feel like I've heard it from a social worker.
My goodness! I ran into a client named Ladasha, and they spelled that L. hyphen A. Okay.
Look,
Matt's Mama Bear is a fan of the panel. She's asking how many of you guys are Canadian. Unfortunately, it is only I. We got someone from Alaska. Technically, that's part of the
Technically, I am from Kansas City. I live in Alaska.
So that's where the LCS was, where you got the giant size X-Men in Kansas?
Correct. Missouri.
Yeah, there's 2
Shout out to Canada, though.
Yeah, Kansas City sits on the state line of Kansas and Missouri. And everything on the east side is Missouri. Everything on the west side, Kansas.
How does it feel to have Americans take over your stream, Chillmonger? Yeah, so it sucks, right? Yeah.
You had to ask.
Can't. Canadians need to stay in their place. That's all I'll say.
When Bucky when Bucky went out east to Wakanda, he was there for a couple of years, right? Between Civil War, when the dad died, all the way to Infinity War. He never braided his hair once. This has got to be true.
They braided Peter Parker's hair, and he was there for a few days. You know they braided Bucky's hair. Yeah,
they did. So I know some little black girls saw him while he was asleep, braided his hair.
Yeah.
They braided his
Oh,
hair.
his hair got braided a couple times in Wakanda. You see when we saw him down on his shoulders, it lay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he got
If
his
he
hair.
didn't braid his hair in Wakanda, he's gonna braid his hair for Sam Wilson's sister.
Come on.
For sure.
Wait, you ready?
For sure.
I'm still trying to figure this thing out because we know, okay, there's supposed to be an actress. I think she's an English actress, a sister. She's supposed to be coming in to play Nakia, which is Io's lover.
Aneka?
Anika. Thank you. Which is Io's lover. But you see how they played up the chemistry between Io and Bucky in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, right.
So I'm like, I know I at least feel like maybe Io and Anika braided his hair. I ain't saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's just say that. That's for sure. I'm sure like they didn't expect this. Yeah,
Io could be bi.
that's right.
That's what I'm saying. If Jean Grey,
why can't she get a little bit of everything?
if Jean Grey can get it in with both Logan and Scott, you know, at the Summers house, I ain't saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, man. The X-Men and what they've been doing lately with the diagram that shows you that there's a door in the little space house that they have, which leads to Jean Grey's bedroom for Wolverine. That's all they had, and they ran with that for a year. And like, there's another one where they're in a hot tub, right? That one is a little bit okay. I get that they're in a hot tub. That maybe it looks like it, but it took us like a year to get to that image. But the people, you guys, I don't know how unloyal they're being, right? But
so chill, mom. You missed the 3-pack, the action figure, the Hasbro 3-pack with all three of them in it.
No such thing. That does not exist. That's false. Bucky braided his hair. Annika and Io, the relationship that they had there, that's a recent comic though. Like, those are comics that came out in 2016. The script for freaking Black Panther was being written in 2016, so of course that was never factored in when they were doing that. And then I'll also add to that Annika and Io could be possible for a Disney Plus series. There's an untitled Wakanda series that's coming, which we never thought was going to come because Marvel Studios never thought the Black Panther would be a $1.3 billion worldwide sensation where he becomes a household name and people do streams about him, like the one you're watching right now. It's 33 Burning Black Panther Questions. Chillmonger is here. I'm joined by the YouTuber named Be Real with D Real. Go search him and you'll find him. Josh is part of the channel also called The Back of the Bus. We've got K. His channel, SSJK. Sanctum. Theo B, your channel is ain't saying it was. You say it. ASJ. What is it?
IAS-IJS. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. With Theo B.
Type it next to your guys' name. You too, D-Real, just so people know who you guys are. Like when they find you, it'll be better if your name had the channel. Also, Josh, did Shuri post that video of her brother's fail when she says, "Hey, there's a new suit. Kick it for research purposes," and she's got the. Why are you recording? Did she post that on Wakandan TikTok?
Nah, she just kept that one in the drafts.
You can't post
just
that
so
one.
She can use it maybe later. She didn't post it right away. She just kept it.
Yeah, she's gonna extort him, of course. Get the most out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, let me show you this Nakia.
That footage is not deleted now.
For sure. No, she got it somewhere. As soon
as he said delete that footage, she was like, and then put it in a folder somewhere so she can laugh at it later.
She clicked the other Kimoyo bead. Theo, is that footage deleted?
No, that footage is not deleted. Shuri did not delete that footage. That footage is probably up on Wakanda's version of World Star.
Man.
World Star. Oh man.
Wow. Wakanda World Star. That's what we're doing.
Hey, question 11 and a half. What would the Wakandan World Star be called? Herb Star? Heart-shaped world?
I like that.
Say the question again?
Oh, well, the real question is, did Shuri post that video of her brother's fail?
Definitely to Wakandans. If she posted it to anybody else, she would have been grounded by her mom.
Yeah, that's why they didn't take him seriously. That's why Wakabi felt he can turn on him. It was a little bit of everything.
They saw that video, and they was like, we finna try him now. They really wanted to try him at that point. Like
everybody wants some.
They wanted to test his gangster, and they did.
Got to disrespect the king, point blank, period. Everybody want to put hands on this dude. Anyway, never mind.
I mean, but if T'Challa was my brother, I would have posted that footage. I would have posted that footage.
Resident Killmonger here on the stream is Theo. Love the hair. What made T'Challa correct or incorrect against Erik Stevens? The philosophy, the philosophical Erik Stevens.
Here we go.
So this is a big question. I know. Get the hair out. What do you think? Were you even on the side of Killmonger, or were you more on the side of T'Challa?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, dang, you would ask me that question. Can I say 5149, Erik?
Killmonger's name.
5149, Erik. Just if I'm being real, and I think about like real world situations, and I've seen, you know, us, we talk about real world situations, even though we talk about comics as well. I understood exactly where Erik was coming from. However, you have to be responsible. Erik wanted to wage war. So I guess I would say 5149 T'Challa. 5149 T'Challa, I agree with you. You can't be irresponsible with that much power. And Erik just wanted to wage war. So if I had to say somebody was right, you can have power. You can want to keep the power isolated to yourself, as you alluded to earlier. But you cannot just want to burn the house down like that. So I'm going to say T'Challa was right.
That's a good reason. It's not that close for me. Go ahead, K-Dot.
I have to agree more with T'Challa because this is the thing. Like I said, I understand both sides. I understand Killmonger's side. I understand Killmonger was he had every right to be mad that his father was killed and stuff, and he was left behind, and there was no explanation of why things happened and all that. So much secrets, and he was angry, and he also wanted to help the African Americans in America. But this is the thing, he needs to understand that he couldn't process. T'Challa is the king of a country. He is supposed to protect that country. Every country is not obligated to have to help somebody or step back. They can do whatever they want. That's their place, right? And Killmonger wanted Wakandans to do something that goes against their way of life and what they got going on. I understand how he feels, but that's the way they run stuff. You know, if they want to keep to themselves, that's what they want to do. They don't have to share. They don't have to share, and they don't have to share. It's they stuff.
And one major difference between what's happening there in this fictional land of Wakanda, where they kind of set their barriers, is they're isolationists. They minded their own business. They don't have a history the same way our countries do, both Canada and America. This land was here and occupied by others who were killed. Like there's actually like not a sin, maybe a sin, but also like blame and guilt. Like we didn't cross the border crossed us is a thing that they say in the south of your guys' country. And like that's legitimate. Wakanda doesn't have that. They've always been minding their own businesses. And I feel like that's why I get completely T'Challa.
Why they do it. And also look at it like this too. Like even for, let's say, somebody from America looked at what the Wakanda did. It was like, why didn't y'all help all the other Africans I was, during the transatlantic slave trade and stuff? And this thing, I have a response to that too.
Yeah.
Africa, before slavery happened, like, we was separated by tribes. It was more of like where you came from. And it's not more of like, oh, we got the same skin color. Not saying you can't be connected to somebody like that. But the way Africa used to work, and it still kind of works in this way, this by where you come from. Tribes used to go to war all the time and stuff. And if they win, they can take whatever they want. You bring you back as a slave, take your cows and stuff. They can have whatever they wanted. Because they win these battles. They were separated by tribes, not by how we look. So that's why they don't really step into that stuff. They're their own tribe. They're the Wakandans. Mm-hmm. They have their own country. They could have stepped in, but do they have to step in?
That's right. And I'll put the question back up and I'll leave it on the screen for everyone in the live chat to give us your take, because we're going to spend a little time on this.
I don't know how anybody could have said Black Panther was overrated. Man, this movie was fire, bro.
Well, yeah. I'm kind of torn because I need that equation to be balanced. And that equation is not balanced when you say who's right or wrong, because they're both right and wrong for the right and wrong reasons.
Okay.
Being isolationist with all of that power, with all of that technology in and of itself is cool for you to do as a Wakandan. But at the same time, if you're just going to be isolationist, why are you spying on everybody?
But hold on though. I'm not naive though. I know they're all after me. I know I have a valuable resource. I just saw the history of the world. I got to. As long as I'm not acting on it, as long as I'm not going to do what Killmonger was trying to do, as long as I'm just spying for self-defense purposes, yeah, that's why that's why it's okay to carry a gun. That's why it's
okay.
Sorry
but if you are the most technologically advanced country on the planet, who's fading you? You know nobody on the planet is fading you, so why do you have to spy on them?
It's one of those things where you can be like, as you said, and I apologize, Daryl. That's why I said 51-49, because as he just alluded to, they were both right and they were both wrong for different reasons. At the end of the day, you can have the power. You can't be irresponsible with it. As I've stated quite a few times, heavy is the head that wears the crown. If you elephants don't swat flies.
Peeps are up to.
Elephants don't swat flies. So if you are as technologically advanced as you say you are, you really ain't concerned. You don't need to be concerned about anybody.
How do you know how advanced you are without doing the spy work? That's why we know we're so advanced. And that's
like, I don't have to have black op operatives in your country. I got technology. I don't have to have humans surrounding you. We see surveillance right now. Somebody can ID you if you pass by a stoplight in Germany. They ain't got to be in Germany. Mm-hmm. My bad.
Was not N'Jobu a war dog? What did he do?
He gave birth to a kid. He had a kid.
What else did he do?
What did he do? Oh, he was making plans with the twins. They're gonna come around the corner. Yeah. He wasn't an upstanding citizen, but he left and he saw.
And my thing about that is, N'Jobu is only one war dog you saw.
Okay, that's good. That's a very good point. So morally,
I go with the roach theory. For every roach you see, there's about 50 that you jump.
And look, my thing on the spy thing, right? Like I say, I understand. Like, if you're so much bigger than everybody else, there's no need for you to be checking up on what these people are doing. But like I said, in the world we're in a world that constantly things change every single day, we keep developing. Anything could happen. Like, especially in this world, the Marvel universe. Who knows? America could have found some alien technology that fell down. Could be celestial. We don't know. And now they're an even bigger superpower than the Wakandans. Like, especially in this world. Like, anything could happen. They America might discover magic. Now they can be even more powerful than the Wakandans. Like I said,
you give the writers a lot of credit for being as knowledgeable as you are. You give MCU. What you just said, that's somebody that read comics and has studied. You giving them a way more credit, because I don't believe they know what you know. I ain't saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
See how you did the magic thing and the alien stuff falling from the sky and everything? Marvel would have never thought of nothing like that. It'd be like, let's just do something different.
And T'Challa and Erik are both products of their environment.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's very understandable why each have their philosophies. And Josh, you have not touched on this. It looks like he froze, or he's trying to listen. He froze.
I think he froze.
No.
Oh, now he's good now.
He's back. Hey, Josh.
What's up? Yeah, no, I'm kind of having some connection issues. I don't know what's going on.
Well, while we have you, let us know what made T'Challa correct or what made T'Challa incorrect against Killmonger.
No, I think everybody did a really good job of explaining, the fact that they're both, in some case, correct for the most part. I can't fault anybody in their decision making, to be honest with you.
Right.
With the world going to arms over oil, I can't blame Wakanda for wanting to keep their eyes off their country and the Vibranium. America does have Chitauri weapons technology, so maybe they might be able to figure out how that stuff works. That they were getting close. That is right.
Because real quick, Killmonger, this is why Killmonger and T'Challa's relationship is like hero and villain is so good, because you can understand how both sides are right. That's why if I look at someone like Thanos versus the Avengers, there's clearly one more right than the other, and the other one is just completely wrong. Not saying Thanos is bad, but it's like if you have a villain, you can see like, dang, they kind of right, and I hate that I kind of agree with him. Like, damn, not saying Thanos is bad, but Killmonger, that's a whole nother beast.
And this is why I felt like Erik should have got the same redemption story that we gave to Loki, that we would get in the process of giving Bucky. Erik, like you said, both of them products of the environment, everything like that. Both of them equally wrong, equally right. We deserve to get that redemption story where Erik is like, okay, I'm this militant guy. This is what I want to do. And T'Challa is maybe the laid back guy, but he isn't as fierce as he wants to be. So they both feed off of each other. This would.
No, I like the way he died, though. The movie was better because of it and much more meaningful. The man went out with conviction, believing what he believed in. And then at the end, they were kind of like looking at the sunset and kind of knew who each other were and had closure. It was great.
Watch this, chill. You could have got that same thing, right? That same thing, that exact same thing. Takes nothing away from it, right? We do an end credit scene at the end of another movie or whatever, and you see him cryogenically frozen like we saw with Bucky. You still get that emotional sense that you got initially. You're going to get it because that was a beautiful speech at the end. Just bear with me with my ancestors. Great speech. You still going to get that emotional feel if I'm writing it like I'm supposed to, where I don't give it away that I'm going to bring him back. I bring him back because we didn't think Loki was coming back. We thought that was it. We bring him back. Now you get to see him and T'Challa form a brotherly relationship, heal that relationship that was damaged by both their fathers. That would have been something we as a people could have looked up to and said, okay, that's what's up. That's what's real. It would have been that redemption story and still have given you that emotional tug that you wanted at the end of the first Black Panther movie. That's just my opinion.
We could get that, especially with Chadwick not returning and we needing some little star power and some more. Then yeah, let's have him in a cryogenic tube and bring him back. I like anything goes now. I am so much more forgiving and more open to whatever they want to do with the new one. Black Panther 3, actually. Not
Killmonger. I'm at the point where I'm ready to take Killmonger back as Black Panther over Shuri. I'm at that point. At first I was against it, but like I'm at that point now.
Next few questions are quick. What is one word to describe Ryan Coogler? Innocent.
Underrated.
Banker.
Moneymaker.
Yo, banker.
Does moneymaker count as one word? Sometimes people write it. They don't. Sometimes people space it out.
Moneymaker. Yeah. What's the word where you just take exclusively cash? Withdrawal. That's Ryan Coogler.
I'm looking for a word that means someone who is enamored at Black Death.
Ooh, yeah, because the Oscar Grant movie was Death. Creed
Morbid.
after. Yeah, it's
Well,
morbid.
my thing is this, and then I could even double down and say everything the man has done has been piggybacking off of someone else's work.
Space Jam 2. Yep.
Creed.
So what's someone who doesn't create? Like when you adapt this
I don't want to say
Zack Snyder.
Adapter.
Call him a Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
I'm
Did everyone give their one word?
I'm gonna go old school. Biter.
A biter.
Yep.
Damn. Let's be positive. Okay, 2 words to describe Everett Ross. Honorary Wakandan.
White man.
I didn't really dislike him. I'm trying.
I'm gonna say wow. 2 words for Everett Ross. Wow, dude. Because why did he have to be the hero at the end of the
movie? White savior.
They wanted to show you unity. Make an X and break it. Anyone can do it.
I'll say this. Loyal. Because I mean, look.
2 words. 2 words.
Oh, 2 words.
Loyal foreigner.
Good friend. Good friend.
Good friend.
T'Challa saved his life. He fixed his spine. And when they was down to do their thing to stop Killmonger, he was like, "I'm with you guys." He didn't call the Americans, say, "Yo, we need to get all these people involved." Blah 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 blah.
See,
Like,
new
I'm
world.
gonna let these Wakandans.
See,
deal
that's
with they
everybody
stuff the way
in
they
the
got
comments. Everybody saying token.
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 Last question.
Token white guy.
Why my dog James Rhodes can't get that same love? Like, why my dog still walk around? Why my dog can't get that same type of Wakanda love? That I
There's no Kumoyo beats for him.
I ain't asking. I'm just asking. Like, my dog
fell out the sky. You know what I'm saying? He fell out the sky.
I'm saying, like, if we got people breaking wings, my dog can't get something where he ain't got to be relying on braces to walk around. I mean, I ain't saying. I'm just saying, like, my dog,
One example of why Wakanda
Because you want to know why
is better than Stark's.
Where are you talking about War Machine? This is why. Because he ain't Terrence Howard. He ain't got no swag. If he was Terrence Howard, he would have got hooked up. He would have got all the stuff. Him and T'Challa would have been friends. He would have like, yo, man, your legs messed up. Let me fix your legs, homie. He don't got that swag like that. And he's also a government lapdog. He ain't got that swag.
Ooh,
I love it.
Terrence Howard, man,
you have one too?
Definitely got some tech.
FF52.
You have
He
one?
got hooked up.
Yes, I've shown it. I've shown it on my page a couple of times.
I'm new to your page. I've only been following you a month or two.
I tell you what, I'll do a video of all the comics I have that'll make you go ooh, just for you guys.
That is amazing.
Daryl was able to do something I wasn't able to do. Keep the comics.
The next question of 33 burning Black Panther questions. Give me 3 words to describe Wakanda Forever.
I'm not going.
Well, I'm
I was
not
gonna say,
talking
are we
about
talking about the slogan itself, or are we talking about the movie?
I meant the slogan. T-shirt material.
Oh, okay.
Chadwick is bored.
Hold on.
Remember he was doing it?
Yeah.
Wakanda.
Yeah, there's so many
the kids
photos
come
of
out.
him.
All the kids coming out.
Hold on. Let me act like I'm at Wild Now.
it.
Let me act like I'm at Wild Now. Wakanda Forever. What the hell? Wakanda Forever. Who asked for that? Wakanda Forever. Why the hell? What y'all doing?
Look. Iconic movie symbol.
Yeah, it is. It was just funny when you can visually see Chadwick was tired of that stuff. He was like, man, these kids always ask me to do this shit. He didn't hate it, but man, them kids always coming up asking him, do it.
He knew what it meant for them kids, but yeah, he was definitely tired of doing it.
Identification, acknowledgement, solidarity.
All right, I like it. That's the most thoughtful one.
It is.
Back of the bus?
That's a good one.
3 words to describe Wakanda Forever.
For the people.
It's for the people.
I'm go with that. The slogan is for the people. The movie.
Wonder Woman. Which movie came first?
Wonder Woman.
2017. Yeah. I hate when you're right about.
I'm not saying I'm not saying Black Panther stole it. Not saying stole it. They both took this and turned into something powerful.
They did talk about that too.
Damn.
I actually have a picture of Gal Gadot and Chadwick Boseman doing that to each other.
That's nice. I'm glad that got to happen. I also saw Gal Gadot.
Have they ever met? I mean, it would have been cool to see them.
Oh no! It's a drawing.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it would have been cool to see them both like do it together. You know, in real life, like that's those symbols. Those symbols is powerful.
Both DC and Marvel ain't gonna let that
more
happen.
of a salute. Hers is more of a battle technique. It seems like.
I like that, Mama Bear.
Yeah.
You're very clever with your wording. 3 words: bring back T'Challa.
Yeah.
Hashtag recast T'Challa, everybody. Next, 16. What was the most? We're like an hour in and we're halfway in. So technically we should last, a whole 2 hours, maybe. We'll see what happens.
We're engaged.
Some questions are longer than others. What was the most memorable line from Black Panther in his movie?
I got it.
Is it "I never yielded, and as you can see, I'm not dead"?
When he told Forrest Whitaker, "I am your king," and he's got quiet like, "Oh, the king spoken." When he was trying to figure out like what happened to his uncle and stuff, told him, "I'm your king, bro. Tell me what's up." Had Forrest just shocked and stunned.
We're talking lines spoken by T'Challa.
Yes.
Well, it was cool when he said it, but then afterwards he did it anyway. I when he jumped out the ship and said, "I never freeze," and then he froze up. So that kind of soured that. So,
but it got to be in the trailer.
Foreshadowing.
I liked it when he was in the spirit plane, and it just, for me, knowing what they were talking about, the whole concept, the children of Africa being lost in America, thinking about me being my father not being in my life. It was when T'Challa told his father in the spirit plane, "You were wrong.
You are wrong. All of you are wrong."
I got that one.
Like that one touched me in ways I can't even talk about, because you should have had you brought that boy home, we wouldn't have went through none of this. And that's all Erik wanted to go home. He wanted to be around family. He wanted to be around friends. He wanted to be around his loved ones, and they left him hanging.
Plus, you got to.
Did they ever confirm what happened to Eric's mom?
No, they didn't. No,
because that's the thing.
Who is she?
No, don't say who is she. At the end of the movie, they went to his very neighborhood, so maybe they were looking for him there in Oakland.
Well, because that's why
Because
that's the thing. Like, I understand the thing about taking him back to Wakanda, but I'm thinking, like, if he still had a mother and his mother was like there in his life,
yeah,
like, because that's what I think. Like, who would have made it complicated? Because then you have to take the mother to, or explain it to her, or like,
yeah, they make it sound like when Njobu got killed, like little Erik was just living in Oakland by himself, or something like that. We never got any like clarity, or he managed to get in MIT.
He grew up in the orphanage, got adopted, or he was.
That reminds me of Coming to America too, honestly.
So watch this. This is why I went with it. If you take into consideration what Chadwick endured when he was doing the soap opera, right?
Yeah.
Then you sit there and you look at Erik's real story in the comics. Even after they went and retconned it, right? You look at the fact that who had the name Black Panther 1 million BC? Never mind. Then you sit up here and say, because they never really said anything about his mama in the movie. This is what I said to myself. Oh, she must have just been a crackhead. They talked about the crackhead epidemic.
That's what I thought, and it was in the 90s, and that's
probably what was going on. And Jobu was a single father raising his son by himself, because in our house, and when we get presented in movies, it's never both parents. It's one of them. So that's what we got.
Kate, I had to ask that question. What happened to the mom? Yeah, thanks for showing us about how. Yeah, thank you. Jamong, you reckon Wakanda had Muslims in mosques?
I kind of want Ryan Coogler to Sunday reveal what happened to the mom, because then it'll make that conversation about should they take him or not add a little bit more to it when people have these type of discussions. Like, what was the confirmation of the mom? But I say she could have been a crackhead. She could have been there. Like, who knows? Nobody.
I lean towards it was a single parent house. That didn't look like. Next time I'm gonna look for photos and see if there is actually a mom. But if Wakanda is a secret,
she could have been late, work doing security.
If Wakanda, had secrets and you weren't supposed to tell people about it, and the dad was easily just telling Erik everything as a kid, then the kid would have spoken up and said it to his mom. So I feel like the mom had to be out of the picture for him to be comfortable enough to share the Wakandan stories. That's a little bit of circumstantial evidence. Did everyone touch on this?
Well, he would have, but with the mom, I believed it though, because he had the book, right? He had this book, but it probably would have been like some nonsense to her, unless he had like proof of this stuff.
Yeah, because Erik
tech and all that. I'm not sure how much stuff the dad left besides that book,
and how much research can you do on Wakanda at that time anyway? Because shoot, the Avengers couldn't even get much data
Bruce
on
Banner
Wakanda
couldn't pronounce
and
it.
Age of Ultron, other than just rudimentary data. So how much research is the girl from Oakland gonna do?
Yeah.
Right.
Like Everett Ross, he was
No
like
offense to
Wakanda.
Oakland, I love the Bay.
Was that?
I said no offense to Oakland. I love the Bay.
No offense to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Even though they got some treacherous DC fans who live there.
Well, I spent
Oh,
a
you
lot
mean
of
me?
time in the Bay
Who?
when I
You
was
mean
in the
good old
military.
me?
I think it was a disservice, but the fact that we have to sit here and ask what was going on with the mother, because normally speaking, when we get these stories, it's the mother, not the father. But
Right.
because of the movie, we doing the father this time around. But I think it was this many people because people tell me I'm too hard on it. It was irresponsible not to include anything about the mother whatsoever, because Erik to me got presented as somebody that grew up in a foster home. Dad died. You didn't get any love whatsoever after your dad, so you just hell bent on death and destruction. Ain't nobody to talk to you. These are all the qualities of somebody that grew up in a foster home.
Man, he had to learn how to cut himself scars all by himself.
Yeah.
The next question of 33 is, what was the most memorable line from Black Panther in another movie? And I think that the trailer for Infinity War and "Get This Man a Shield" is up there. There's also the epic "Wakanda Forever" right before
What
they
was that
started
thing
fighting
he was
Thanos.
saying when in the Infinity War he was doing the call? It wasn't Wakanda Forever, but that chant.
Bombay.
Yeah, Bombay.
Stand fast.
Those are three good ones that we just brought up. Anyone else have one? Who can remember?
Did he say anything in Endgame when he came back besides Wakanda Forever?
No, he said, "Clint, give it to me," because he remembered his name. Right at first, it was
epic lines.
Because he didn't care in Civil War.
He told Zemo,
I don't care.
"I'm with you yet," but I got mixed feelings about that line. All things considered.
"But the living isn't done with you yet." To Zemo.
Yeah, when he told Zemo that in Civil War, but the betrayal of T'Challa, the betrayal of Zemo. After that, I don't know. I don't know.
I was thinking more in Civil War when they all got captured and they were sitting in the car and they were riding, and Anthony Mackie was doing his thing and he was cracking, and
yeah,
in a cat suit. Don't you want to know more about that? And he said, I don't remember the exact lines, but it was cold. He was like, okay, I'm the king and I'm the king's son, and how long do y'all think y'all can keep him from me? You know what I'm saying? Basically, he was saying, I'm captured right now, but even when I'm captured, I'm not captured.
Right.
I can still kill this fool. So I don't know why y'all tripping. You think my powers is in my suit? Surprise.
And there was a deleted scene, if you guys go on your Disney Plus and watch the Civil War extras, where you can see how Everett Ross gets him out right away, and he's like, "Bye, Black Widow." It's in the movie.
Yeah. As you mentioned, Black Widow,
and well, that's not. I know. Io had the coldest line in Civil War when she told him,
and that's what I was getting ready to say. If I got to say
will be moved.
Yeah.
It was what T'Challa said in response to that, like, as much as
I love to see that go down,
That's up
we
there.
got stuff to do.
That was a great line.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That one right there for that reason. I want to see that fight too. I ain't lying.
Well, it did go down in the comics.
Huh?
It did. Damn, something else we're not gonna get live action. Damn, MCU.
Josh, what was the most memorable Black Panther line outside of Black Panther?
I didn't get to answer the first one in the movie because I had a question about it.
Go ahead.
So we all gave answers of substance, but nobody wants to talk about the one-liners like "Hey Auntie" or "What are those?" Like those don't count for anything either.
I love those lines, but Black Panther himself never said it.
Oh, okay, all right, fair enough.
"Hey Auntie" was epic. "Hey Auntie" made me laugh.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. If he said that with that accent, that would have sounded weird coming off the tongue. Like that.
Well, hey Auntie.
That would have been nuts.
Plus, it's his mama.
Greetings, sister of my.
You got to be from the Bay to say that. That's why. If T'Challa said that shit would have sounded weird. I would don't ever say that again.
1000%.
And then Josh, what do you got for the most memorable line from him outside? Was it "Bombay"? Was it "As much as I'd like to see that"? What was his best line?
Bombay was definitely hard. You got to respect that.
That was epic. That was in the trailer too. That was another one that when they were chanting, and it made me amped to see Infinity War.
1000%.
Jay popped in here and he says Black Panther 2 should be a great film. I'm looking forward to it totally. I respect your optimism. No one here on the panel agrees with you. Jay
I
also
thought he was being
says,
sarcastic.
if I say hypothetically
That was
the
gangster,
MCU
Jill. That was gangster.
would make a Disney Plus series about the Dora Milaje, I think that's coming. Only and their time in Wakanda, would you watch it? I would watch basically anything with the MCU, especially like something meaningless like what's it? The Agatha House of Darkness. I'm not really interested in her, but if they're doing it, I'm sure it'll have meaning. So they have my respect with that. I'm Clint. I don't care. Yep.
I'm with you, Jared.
I am not dead. Jared says 2 people in a room can get more done than 100. As entertaining as that would be. Question number 18 of 33. How long did Okoye need to move on from Wakabi? Because at the ending, the last thing that we saw with him and her, it was without question.
Man,
and then he
she
puts
did
down
that. She did
the
that
weapons.
Quick, trust me. She was probably crying for like 5 minutes.
It hurts.
Then she was like, "All right, back to work." She's the way we don't know in this film because we don't know how they did the Dora Milaje from this to the comics, but we know for a fact that she's been trained by the Wakanda military. It's probably been hardened because she like I said, she turned in against her husband. No question, nothing about it. She challenged him. See, whether she was his husband or not, dad, brother, doesn't matter. If you betray Wakanda, she's coming for you. She doesn't care who you are.
That's what
She's
said.
dedicated to Wakanda.
Yeah.
And so if you are traded to Wakanda,
you can get the business.
So are you also saying it was a 5-minute decision?
I don't like that phrasing.
Maybe it's like I'll give it a day. A day
right.
At least. I'll give it a day. She cried, she was sad about a day, like, dang, why you do that? I married this fool. And it was like, all right,
back to Wakanda.
Yeah, because they actually have it one of the deleted scenes where she was actually talking to Wakabi, where she you knew that you still went against your friend and you knew what happened. So what's the question? How long did Okoye need to move on from Wakabi? The question is, has she moved? To me, has she moved on from? What we finna get in Black Panther 2? Because was Wakabi locked up at the end of Black Panther?
Yeah. He wasn't on the fight with the aliens, remember, in Infinity War? He wasn't there.
Yeah, he probably
So it's like, okay, well, you might be in jail, but are you and your wife not together? I don't know.
Do you know if Daniel Okoye is there for the second movie?
Yes.
I feel like I've heard he's been.
Yeah,
he's going to be in it.
Okay, good.
So, you know he gonna get more screen time, cause more lines, cause
he might be the Black Panther.
He could be the border tribe Panther. He could be anything.
Just saying,
you gonna take off that helmet, have that same bored, smug face he always got.
That sunken place face.
Anything. I ain't saying. I'm just saying.
Yep. Azores Tiger, give me a show like that. Yeah, we're all about that. A Dora Milaje show for sure.
I'm totally down for a Dora Milaje show.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, well, y'all.
I don't think she did. He put her in a bad spot between her duty and her love. Yeah, she never fully got over it immediately. But shoot. A month, 2 months.
Real quick, I'm sorry.
He definitely emotionally damaged her from that.
Did you just put up some Dora Milaje figures?
Well, I feel like just to visually enhance what Chillmonger is saying, we talking about Dora Milaje. I can put up 2, as we go along here,
Well, what I was gonna say was a quick inexpensive toy collecting tip for Dora Milaje. Get you maybe 1, 2 Dora Milaje, and then go buy a bunch of Nakias because they're much cheaper, and you can pop the head off of a Nakia and put it on put a Dora Milaje head on it. Oh, you're welcome.
Isn't that like sacrilegious to pop a head off of a action figure?
That
was Shuri.
Are you kidding, Chillmonger?
You can't do that.
That's how you make custom figures, bro.
That's like taking the thing out the plastic. Those Those dolls. What do you call them dolls? With the square faces?
Pops.
Funko Pops, yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed you're also wearing the necklace, Theo, of Killmonger.
And you know, I mean,
Look at that. She says, yes, enhance the panel. You're loved. Too bad he's all the way in Florida.
yeah, man, listen, I love the movie. Darren can attest to this. We had been, you know, when people sometimes take stuff for granted. We learned how to read by reading comic books. Our vocabulary took off at an early age because we were reading comic books. And as Chadwick stated in one of his quotes, we love the Incredible Hulk, we love Thor, we love Spider-Man. But I can tell you, having moved from New York, reading comics, to Camilla, Georgia, there's a difference in perception in how people look at you. I could think I could be Peter Parker in Batman. No, not in Camilla, Georgia, not in Southwest Georgia. That wasn't gonna be your guy. And I didn't like Luke Cage like that. I got cufflinks and everyone. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to see that. So you get a king. Daryl and I've been patient. We seen Batman and Robin on TV when it was comedy. We saw Batman the live action movie. We seen all this. And the only thing we wanted, we've been sitting up here like this. Ooh, should be, maybe. We hear LL Cool J talk about he want to do it. Jamie Foxx want to do it. Wesley Snipes want to do it after Blade. We sitting up here like we 54. We sitting up here like, so when we get him, we like, oh, come on, somebody. Yes. Oh man, we got this dude. Do you know how many Superman movies we didn't see? Yeah. How many actors we didn't see play Superman? It's disheartening. It's disheartening. I got so many Dora Milaje because I have nothing but daughters. So I don't have a son. I want my daughters to see them represented as superheroes. So I understand the significance of Shuri, Okoye, Ayo, Anika. But me as a man, I'm T'Challa.
Well, it's also Theo, you said it earlier, and so I agreed. Captain America, Iron Man got 10 years plus of storytelling, and I love Captain America, and I want T'Challa to get that same exact respect too. Like, let's say Chris Evans passed away, right? And he did such a great job as Captain America up until like Winter Soldier. Let's say he passed away at Civil War. Right. Not saying
we don't
hypothetical. I would have been like, y'all better finish up Captain America, because this continue it, finish his story, give him a conclusion, bring an actor in here to take over and finish it. Because the way they're doing it now, right? Let's say they don't kill off T'Challa. Are they going to do what Fast and Furious does for Paul Walker and Brian? Because he's alive. But the way they write it now is so weird, because like his wife pops up. It's like, wait a minute. Brian's going to pop up. None of this makes any sense anymore. It never really made any sense. I mean, they flying in space. But you looking at it from like a story perspective. When I watched Fast 9, I was like, why is Mia here but not Brian? This doesn't add up or make sense. Brian's alive. He would be here. He don't care what it is. He would have asked the babysitter, watch the kids. I got to go help my boys. Like, we ride or die. We together until the end. Family.
That's the leeway I give.
Space too. Brian wants to go out in space too.
Look, I understand this thing. I understand why they write it like that, but then it's like, now you're kind of messing up the story this way by doing it. It's like, you have to, if you're going to keep the character alive, or you have to continue it. But in this case with T'Challa, Black Panther, he's barely even a character, so he needs to get continued. He's barely a character. He hasn't even touched the peak yet. There is no peak. He hasn't even hit it. He's still fresh.
If you would have done what you did in Fast and Furious in Too Fast, Too Furious, which would have been obviously way too early for that.
Let me put this on y'all dome real quick. I'm gonna admit that I was doing it. Daryl probably was doing it. We was wearing underoos back in the day. Something super new in underwear. Flash, Batman, Superman. There was no Falcon, and it wasn't but one black action figure out. 2 if you count Uhura. But Falcon was one. Uhura was the other one. They were both made by the same toy line company. But we didn't have no. And psychologically speaking, because I'm a writer. Hold on.
Underoos.
I'm a writer.
Very good.
I do that. When I
Put
start,
it back up one more time, because I had you on a small screen. What is it?
This is my book. It's kind of like along the lines of Zane and Carl Weber, Executive Decision. I wrote it in 2000.
He look different, don't he?
I didn't even know that was you.
I wrote it in 2009 as a dare. My wife, because we were my wife, my second wife at the time, we both read Zane and Carl Weber. And she was like, "I dare you to write a book like that." 285 pages. I wrote it. It takes place during family homecoming weekend. But as a writer, I was writing comics then as a kid. I liked the team dynamic. So I didn't write a comic with a single superhero. The team dynamic, I had 7 superheroes. Only one of them was black. For me to write a comic, that should never have occurred like that. I didn't see me. Thus, I saw no value in me, no importance in me. We don't think about how significant, how important that is when it comes to children, when it comes to adults. Being able to see yourself do something before you've done it. Well, I like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They win the Super Bowls. I can go out here and win the Super Bowl. Well, go out here and achieve my dreams too. Not necessarily win a Super Bowl, but I can accomplish great things. We don't know how important that is.
Right.
We're underselling it. So that's just me. I apologize. But
I'll give you question number 19, Theo. Did any Avengers join the Bombay chant? I think Bucky, if anyone, he's like, I know this one. I got it. All right, guys. Hey, it's when he says it, we says it. Wait. All right, there you go. Bombay. That's right. I think.
Hey, I'm
Bucky.
telling you. Black Widow was looking at Cap. Like
I was gonna say, did Captain America say it?
Both of them were on screen.
Cap can get it. Cap can get it with saying it. I know Black Widow singing like, "Yo, let's say it." Cap like, no, don't say it. Don't say it. White, don't say it. Let's say it. No. Black Widow gave him that look. Let's do it. They all doing it. Like, nah, don't do it.
Yeah,
Rhodey was doing it.
But I think if Cap said it, he'd probably be the only person I'll be okay with saying it. If Bruce did it, it would sound weird. He would have been like off beat and stuff. Like he would have said "E Bombay" after they said it. They say "E Bombay" like
Bruce
"E Bombay." He would have been
Bruce
off beat, off rhythm and stuff.
Bruce couldn't even say Wakanda in Age of Ultron. He was like, "Oh, so Wakanada."
What?
Wait. Can I ask this question? Okay. Because I've been wanting to ask this question for a long time. We all went to school. We learned our ABCs, syllables, consonants, and everything like that. If folks can say Krzyzewski with no problem, how would they be pronouncing names where we clearly put emphasis on the vowels? Like, I don't understand that one. Krzyzewski don't look, it ain't never, but they don't have no problem pronouncing Krzyzewski.
Kardashian.
No problem. But
Arnold
somebody
Schwarzenegger.
You can't say Wakanda.
You can't say Kanisha.
I think
You can't say Aisha. Why not? I just pronounce it. Say it. Come on. Pronounce I. Come on. You
Alicia?
Go. Yeah. Come on, man. I ain't saying. I'm just saying.
I think it's because it's that one language barrier where like all of us, like I can be a victim of it too at times. Like when you try, let's say for example, you're trying to learn Spanish and you're trying to pronounce that stuff and you just give up trying to pronounce ain't no point. Just give up.
That's
I understand it, but I think there's a little bit of like a pushback in all of us trying to learn something new and trying to learn it, like trying to learn different languages and stuff and different types of ways to say things, slang and all that. There's a little pushback inside of us that has us push back if we don't get it right the first time.
D-Real said that War Machine said the Bombay chant, but look, Theo, you're an army guy. Or were you in the military at all?
Nah, they went in the battle first. War Machine and Falcon, they went in there and started.
The only reason I brought it up was to ask you,
Marine, USMC.
Wouldn't it be like treasonous as a person who is like fighting for the USA to get in on the war chant of another country, Bombay, wouldn't that have crossed War Machine's mind? And he said, "No, I'm not going to do it." He and Sam.
We're already fighting creatures from another planet that want to destroy us.
Right.
If we don't do something, ain't gonna be nobody around to say nobody's chant.
The best way I can say it is this.
Let's just go on to Bombay up and do this.
You got me.
We have soldiers right now in Ukraine. We have soldiers right now in Ukraine. Are they active duty? No. But are they Americans? Yeah. They helping out Ukraine? Yeah. They either doing one or two things over there in Ukraine when Ukraine gives their battle cry. They either saying it along with them or they not. But either way, they getting that business handled. But it's for Ukraine. Indirectly for America. But so
they're saying Ukraine Day.
Period.
Hey, I ain't saying, I'm just saying it.
Exactly what my man say, and he was supposed to be a scientist. He could say things like sodium bromide and petrotris
and all those PhDs.
But he can't say what kind.
All the syllables.
Say Worcester.
Worcestershire.
Oh, Shire.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. It's a place in England.
Back of the bus. Bombay. What was your answer to this one? Did any of the Avengers join in?
I want to know if Cap said it. I don't think he did.
Why right down on Cap?
Was T'Challa wrong, Josh, for opening the barrier in Infinity War? Remember how they were going to circle around and he's like, just open it up? Was he wrong for that?
Nah, you had to do it. Had to keep them focused on them. They was going to go around. Because they was able to get through the barrier by pushing so many of them through, like wasting so many of the front line to jump through. So we had to have them come to them, open it up, push through to them. They would have went around and try and push through the barrier. They can just get them from the left and right and get the vision.
They would have got flanked if they didn't open the barrier,
right?
And it would have left the city.
Hey, it was smart to do it. I mean, they had to. It was no other way unless let them go through and backtrack back division and split up the forces. So they was all trying to hold it there, have all the enemies come there where they was holding it at. I thought it made sense.
It did.
It does actually make sense. Yeah.
It did.
All right, we're all on agreement there. 21. Who remembers what T'Challa called that specific part of the barrier, that name? He told Shuri, hey, I need you to open up that. Who remembers what it was called?
17B or 17A?
17B. That was very close. Anyone else want to try before I reveal the answer?
I don't remember. If it was a number, I remember it.
He said, open Northwest Section 17. Okay, I give it to you. Okay. You must have watched Black Panther 78 times.
Man, listen, I told y'all, listen. I've been rocking with this dude since he came out. I tried to tell y'all.
That's what bugs me about the MCU.
You remember when one of the ships fell through? It was kind of weird. One of the ships fell through, but those little tiny things able to push through. You know, one of the ships literally fell, destroyed, like incinerated.
And then Bucky said, "I love this place."
That right there, K. Dot, is one of many examples of inconsistency.
Yeah,
they're killing themselves.
It didn't take me out, but I was like, you think about it, it's like, these little ones.
Because I'm the kind of person, when I go and see a movie like that, I'm looking for the inconsistency. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to debunk the movie per se, but just that very thing. One of the outriders can push through the field, but a whole ship gets smashed across the front of it.
You guys are not thinking organic life forms are different.
It must have something to do with pressure. It's got to.
Listen, exactly.
But see, this is the thing, right? But this is the thing. If
Question 22, we're not questioning this. Right. Is death better than bondage? Just a little bit more serious. We might be on this one for a while. Death better than bondage? I'm going to disagree with that. There's nothing more precious than life. Once you got there, you could have helped out, maybe escaped, maybe anything else other than jumping ship. But in general, though, the question is just generally though.
Depends what type of bondage. Because let's say the African American slave trade, perfect example. when you was a slave up until you died, or until you slipped up and they killed you before you can even finish your servitude with them, which you would never be able to get out of anyways.
Chattel slavery.
At that point, it's like you're probably better off just taking your life or going out fighting.
Malarkey.
And
What if Harriet Tubman did that?
Then we would never got the Underground Railroad the way it is.
Well,
I'm not saying
there's
all
a lot
of
of
them should have done
advancements
it.
that were made
Whoa.
because people were alive. People were thinking
Yeah.
of like all the tricks of like singing songs and disguising things in hair patterns. Nothing I'm not teaching you. Of course, you went to school for that, yeah, K-Dot? Yeah. So I'm not to be like.
Yeah, I'm not saying that should have been an option for like majority of everyone in that type of servitude, but for someone in servitude, I'm not even shocked if they think death is the only way out, because they can be in that stuff for a lifetime and they don't know when they're gonna get out of it. They don't know when the opportunity is gonna happen, especially in the servitude that Africans was in. We was in that stuff until the day we died or we got old. Like that was a lifetime. It's not like in Africa when they used to take slaves like Mansa Musa. You can buy your way out at least.
I'm gonna say this. I understand what you're saying, K-Dot, but I'm gonna say this. When you dead, there is no hope of freedom. When you dead, there is no I can be free. When you dead, that's it. When you dead, there is no I can make my situation better. That's it. That's fine. The game over.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So when we say bondage, you're still alive. When we say bondage, is death better than bondage? Every day, and I'm saying this to you as somebody that was just homeless in 2018, somebody who considered it, somebody who picked up the phone and called his daughter who just won RHA at North Carolina A&T. Shout out to my daughter, Crystal Butler. Her mom, who I wasn't with at the time, questioning whether or not I should go on or not. She said, we have a daughter. You take what you've been taught and you survive for our daughter. That's what bondage is. It's surviving. Every day is bad. You least it, but you gotta say to yourself, at some point, this gonna be over.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it over. And you get to say that, believe that, breathe that every day that you're alive, even though you're in bondage. You choose to take your life. Honestly, the people that had you in bondage, they've won when you tap out. So death, bondage. As long as I got bondage, I got a fighting chance.
Thank you for that. There's two answers for bondage is better. K-Dot was looking towards death. Be real with D-Real.
No, wait. No, I'm saying like I can understand why people have that mentality going through this type of stuff. But for me personally, I'm be trying to figure out. I'm be fighting for how can I become free. Like I can understand how people have this mentality in these situations. I can understand it totally. I can even sympathize with it a little. It wouldn't be my exact route, but I can understand it.
I think from the way I answered was just short and hey, it's all about life and that's it. I think I get why you were given more to your answer, but yeah, okay.
Because everybody's not strong enough to like deal with this type of stuff, these type of situations. Everybody is not as strong as
that's true.
Some people.
That's true.
Daryl, death better than bondage?
Okay. Here's the thing. He's saying, is death better than bondage? All right. Are we talking about death being better than bondage in terms of, because Theo related it to himself. He used his own personal situation to define why he thinks bondage is better than death. What is death to everybody on this panel?
The end of there's no more for you to continue, and then how that affects the ones around you, death.
Okay. On this plane of existence. Death on this plane of existence. That's what death is. We don't know what happens after death. I don't know what happens after people die. Nobody on this panel knows what happens to people after they die. All of that is speculation. All of that is mythology. All of that is something somebody thought up, dreamed up, put in a religion. what is death really?
Ain't we waiting on you?
What I believe is that death is a transition. It's not an ending. Everybody makes death out to be an ending. It's not an end. It's a transition.
In this plane of existence, like, yes, it is completely an ending because no one's ever come back. But if we're talking about transitioning and saying, I want to conclude the bondage period of my existence and move on to death,
How do you know your
it makes
bondage
sense.
period is? How do you know your bondage period is going to be concluded? Just like K-Dot was saying, like with chattel slavery, you in it till you die. How do you know you're gonna get out of it? All you got is hope.
Right.
You can hope to be free. You can wish to be free. You can rebel like Nat Turner did. You can run like Harriet Tubman did. You can use your brain like Frederick Douglass did. There's all kinds of options to continue living. But I mean, I get it. Frederick Douglass ran first. I get it because he killed somebody. But he started using his mind to help his people.
Mhm.
Now, how many Frederick Douglasses we got? How many Harriet Tubmans we got? I say to you, those people that we place all of that honor and glory upon are the exception, not the rule.
Yo, this is deep. Yeah, H-Town boss.
It was like I said, think about it like this. Let's say you had at least like, let's say one plantation has like, I don't know, 50 slaves to it. And in 48 of these slaves had a Harriet Tubman mentality. Psh, slavery would have been over pretty quick.
That's a revolution right there.
If we had that mentality, 48 slaves out of 2.
K-Dot understands this.
We would have been solid. We would have been good. Slavery would have been over. We would have probably been running America. We would have been running this shit.
But in real life.
But not everybody has that mentality. That's why when the civil rights happening, the rare few like Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, these rare few that was willing to finally stand up, do something, and had to rally people to stand up for themselves and fight back.
RecastTChalla.
Else.
It's those small. Harriet Tubman. There was a small few, but if we had like multiple Harriet Tubmans, man, there's no reason to even give up and die because like we know we're gonna win this.
The problem is we don't have multiple Harriet Tubmans. We don't have multiple anyone who's like stick to their guns type things to sort of sidestep away. But it's kind of your point. There's a lot of people saying, I'm not getting this vaccine. What? No way. Okay, you're not going to fly on a plane. Oh, all right, got to do it now. You know, like no one really is committed the way people like me am. Back at the bus, what was your answer? Is death better than bondage?
So I liked, obviously, Theo's answer to it. And I think we all think in the same way. But I think some people saw death as a way to escape the control of bondage, obviously. It's just tough because ultimately, like Be Real said, there's no for sure answer to that because we don't know what happens in death.
Right.
So it's a really interesting thing. I think people were kind of just clinging on to hope that in death they were getting away from that bondage, but you don't really know.
We don't know the religion of the people from West Africa who were put on those ships. Maybe they did believe, like what D-Real was saying about the transition thing. They were really sure that this, let's go to stage 2. Bye, guys, and I'm going to do.
But even that is a hope. You don't know 100%
not for certain.
For sure.
But if you believe it, it might as well be real. Like the way I believe in my religion is like nothing you can say will shake me in my beliefs. So it's as good as facts, basically. Even though there is no, like I said, no one has ever come back. Chillmonger, if humans put me in bondage, I'm going to make sure to establish real power. Those humans will regret meeting Terrence. I'm a nice young man, but I'm not playing that game. Naturally, I would fight an army of humans before reaching my end. But if I somehow fail, I'd rather be free of it by ceasing to function.
It'd be better to fight than actually just end it without causing anything.
Yeah, because then at least you could take someone out. At least you can injure
if I
one.
got a choice between death or bondage, I'm assuming that when we say death or bondage, it's some group or party or people that's saying, be my slave or die. Well, we gonna have to square up. It's gonna be furniture moving around. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
some people not willing to fight though.
No, we ain't, it's not going out like. And if y'all get me, y'all just get me. But you ain't gonna get me. You know what I'm saying?
I swear when my dad's like he's in the 70s and he's 70. I swear my grandma told him one day after she she had to pop him, he was acting out. She told my dad, if you was a slave, you would have been got on that plantation, like for being as disobedient the way he was and stuff. What he was doing, like it was because my dad was like type not to take no shit like that, like he was gonna take no shit. And I was like, yeah, my dad would have shit. I mean, but with the way my dad was, having someone back then like that probably wouldn't have been as bad. Because who knows? Could have been a Nat Turner type, Harriet Tubman. You don't know. But my grandma also wasn't wrong either. Like, yeah, you would have been got like before you can even try to do a successful rebellion.
It's also hard to tell people to be strong in that situation, considering these people were taken away from their families. Right. They don't have no real semblance of strength, and they just in a hard place.
Just like in that 12-year,
you break them. On top of that, the Willie Lynch technique. You break them, you separate them. There ain't a whole lot of hope left. Why you think folks was out there talking about? When you singing like that, it's hard. It's hard. You going through some stuff when you singing like that.
Going through it.
That's a fact.
To me, there are so many similarities between if we're talking about slavery and what we're trying to accomplish with RecastTChalla. Where your leaders at? Who all is going to be strong?
Hey.
I was wondering where you're going with that, but okay, yeah.
Everybody not going to be strong. Everybody don't believe it's worth fighting for. Yeah. They don't. It's so many similarities between what we're saying right now and the RecastTChalla movement. Imagine if we had a whole bunch of strong leaders. They probably would have RecastTChalla by now. But
we've literally seen people say, why are you guys even fighting this? Like,
yeah, so it's like it's one of them things where it's like there are a lot of similarities. Is it even worth fighting for? Is my life worth fighting for? I'm gonna be a slave, so why fight? Well, they're gonna kill off T'Challa anyway. Why fight? Well, we got a whole bunch of Harriet Tubmans, and Harriet like, no, we're not gonna be slaves forever. We got to understand it. We might be a slave today. We might be a slave this week. We might be a slave next month, but we're not gonna be slaves forever. So let's go handle our business. Well, okay, well, they might not RecastTChalla today. They might not RecastTChalla next month, but they're gonna RecastTChalla at some point. So let's go ahead and handle this business. It's so many similarities.
Oh yeah,
between what we're talking about today in regards to slavery and what we're talking about today in regards to recasting T'Challa. Way too many similarities.
Next question. Is anyone here reading Philadelphia, the Image comic from Rodney Barnes?
Never heard of it.
I have not heard of it. Please bring me up to speed.
Sorry about that, Azores Tiger Comics. No, I'm not reading it either, but I've heard great things, and I'm a Rodney Barnes fan, and he gets to write the Mandalorian series for Marvel right now, so that's good for him. That something he's doing on the independents is giving him awards. Perp Mind is it in the building? Question 23. Was Okoye? Oh yeah. By the way, Perp Minded has a 2021 award show for best channel and channel of the year. Actually, I know Back of the Bus. I know you were nominated Back of the Bus, but Showmonger was actually the winner.
Was that a shot?
Here he goes bragging again.
That's a shot. All right. It's been real talking with everybody. I'll catch y'all on the next stream.
I got my award for 2018 though.
Oh yeah, we got 2 award winners here. That's right.
We the OGs.
23. Was Okoye
like y'all when I grow up?
Yeah, right. Was Okoye working when T'Chaka died? So they're
was
over
Okoye even born?
T'Chaka.
Oh no!
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I was somewhere else.
It was the UN. They were in Germany.
She was
No,
definitely.
she wasn't working.
She wasn't
not on
cash.
shift.
She wasn't on the detail. Put it.
She wasn't cash.
She wasn't cash.
Yeah, that too. She wasn't.
I got a theory. I think Ayo was supposed to be what Okoye was, but then they found out they could get Denai Guerrera, they're like, "Oh, take out every single."
Two now. You number 2.
Because if you notice in Civil War, even look at what the Falcon Winter Soldier, Io and Io. Like I think Io was supposed to be where Okoye was at. I think it was going to tweak it to where Io was supposed to be like probably leading the Dora Milaje because she was right there next to T'Challa. You think Okoye will be right there next to T'Challa since she's leading the Dora Milaje.
It should be. But yay, now she gets to say, Okoye gets to say, listen, if I was on that mission and I was accompanying the king, there wouldn't have been a death. I would have done something. And maybe she has that. Now you can add a backstory.
You would have been there fighting at the airport with him. He would have been there. Gang, she would have been there. She would have all gang up. You know, they would have been there. Ready to fight.
Whip that collapsible spear out and went to work. Huh?
Without
it would have been a fight between three. Iron Man's crew, Cap's crew, and Black Panther and Okoye. That's how it would have went.
Everybody's enjoying that joke that I made. Question 24, Josh. At what point in Wakandan history, Joshua, did they decide we should do this challenge day thing at a waterfall?
At what point in history?
Yeah, like who was the king?
I don't know, but
who decided that?
Probably a terrible idea because then T'Challa wouldn't have died at least once.
Whatever king thought of that.
And it felt like they were there. It wasn't a new experience. The way Shuri was like, "That's evidence, wrap it up." She wasn't wowed by it. It was just like a standard thing. She's been through all these challenge days, so it definitely was something from generations prior where they did the waterfall thing. I don't know how many years back. Let's say 200 years back. They were like water.
Man, if this was back in the day, Wakanda, we know for sure there was a. Everybody's getting thrown off that waterfall. It wasn't no yielding. It was fatalities every single fight up until when T'Challa and them. You know, these young people, they came in, they started changing and stuff, being different. We should start yielding more.
That's hilarious.
Okay. I think that Challenge Day has been around just as long, if not longer, than I wouldn't say like at least further back than colonial times. It's been around a while.
That lighting up?
Yeah, they do.
You got one too, D-Real? Look at that. Oh, there's the vibranium. The kinetic energy is strong in this one.
Yeah, I got it. Mine's is up on the wall back there. You see it?
Yeah, I see it. Nice.
See, if Marcus was here, he'd be wearing his right now too.
I feel left out because I don't have one. What do you think, Theo? At what point in the Wakandan history did they say waterfalls?
I'm gonna be slightly petty, and I'm gonna say it was probably when somebody from the River tribe was married to somebody from the Golden tribe, and that's when they decided to bring it to the waterfall. Because I don't know who in their right mind would decide to have a damn battle at a damn waterfalls where you to the waterfall. So I'm thinking somebody from the River tribe, probably early 19th century, maybe late 18th century, something like that around there.
One of them got in. That's a good answer. That's a phenomenal answer. Chillmonger, that's true. When the challenges started, humans were getting wrecked. It was a lot more brutal. Mine doesn't light up. Oh, Mama Bear has one? That's probably a dirty joke because I'm not thinking strongly enough.
At least he has one.
Stop it.
Question 25. Mama Bear, if you want to answer. What other animals are equipped for battle? Is it just the rhinos? You don't think they have some sort of aerial or aqua? When we watch, if Namor's in this movie, there's definitely going to be some swordfish with vibranium on them.
Nah.
Where'd Namor get vibranium from?
Well, it'll be the Wakandan swordfishes.
Oh, you ain't
ride no swordfishes?
Wait, watch this.
Oh no, they the Wakandans got like thousands of pistol shrimps with some vibranium armor on.
Probably.
Oh, my bad. Y'all ain't heard. Supposedly because stuff going on in Wakanda, heart-shaped herb, vibranium, and everything like that. Supposedly, Wakandans are going to war with,
Atlantis
about vibranium, something like that. Supposedly, I don't know. Supposedly, but they fighting over resources. Supposedly, I ain't saying. I'm just saying, huh? So
I hear it. I heard the rumors also, but I don't believe anything.
I didn't hear that. I knew it was about Atlantis fighting, but I didn't hear the reasons it was fighting.
Yeah. That's chill. I'm like you. I can hear the rumor, If I don't believe it, I ain't finna post no video about it. I'm just gonna leave that right there where that's at. So,
Damn.
I'll follow up on this, but I know the last question is about what comic book you want to see, but I'll have more to say on this. But what other animals are equipped for battle? Is it just the freaking rhinos? When they were fighting those aliens, I don't think we saw any other animals down there.
They probably got elephant, maybe elephants. The best thing I think is elephants, rhinos,
Panthers, tigers, any type of cat. I'm not believing no cat in Wakanda hasn't been weaponized.
Why wouldn't every drawing or fancy drawing you see it, T'Challa got 4 or 5 Black Panthers around him, even in that Avengers game when he is beating up Klaw's troops, he's sneaking up on them, and then a Black Panther comes out of the forest and scares the crap out of that dude. So if he ain't using them for nothing but terror effect, he definitely using Panthers for something.
Hey,
I would even say if you fighting mugs in Wakanda, you better armorize and vibraniumize some sharks.
Right. I would think that the representatives of each tribe, that animal is probably weaponized. Was it Sockbet, the alligator, the crocodile god, the lion god? I would think all of them would be the actual live creatures would be weaponized because of their representation of the actual god themselves. I just would think that.
So M'Baku, that would be like the giant ape, right? Great ape.
I did a thought with M'Baku. All right, let's say that's the case, right? Let's say that's the case. Let's say every year Wakanda holds like these Olympics and stuff or arena battles for their animals. And M'Baku, they don't put no tech on these animals, on their animals. Let's say they got apes and stuff. They send them right in battle. You got the tribe that has an elephant armored with a gun and stuff. Yeah. And then M'Baku's like, I'm sending in my white ape. Just a white ape.
My vegan white ape.
Sending him in the
yeah.
Like, all right, M'Baku, what you got this year? I got another gorilla. Any tech? Nah, I just got another gorilla. I'm telling you, he's sending his gorilla.
That brings up another.
Oh no, them gorillas can go to work though.
Hey, watch it.
That brings up another inconsistency that I need to point out. Okay,
don't need to.
When they found, yes, I do. When they found T'Challa, they said fishermen from the Jabari tribe found him. Fishermen. Didn't he say they were vegan?
Not the River tribe.
No. He said,
yeah, vegan.
If you vegan, you ain't fishing, right?
They could have been looking for kale or seaweed. That's the out I gave them.
You don't got to fish for kale, baby.
We're gonna take that answer.
You don't got to fish for seaweed.
He was wearing fur. Kale. Wait a minute, M'Baku is wearing fur.
Look, dead animal.
From an animal.
From a dead animal. It doesn't have to mean that he killed it and said, "I'm going to eat it."
Hold on. Can we just
cycle it?
Eat a gorilla? Ew.
Can we just go ahead and say the movie? No. 616. M'Baku ate the flesh of a white gorilla and bathed it in his blood. Let's just
That is true.
So the whole vegan thing, it sounds good for the movies, but when we talk about K, the whole fur, yeah, you're right. He is wearing fur. He will fur because he ate that gorilla.
They eating them gorillas over there.
I want to point out that Mama Bear said hippos can be weaponized. I feel kind of way about hippos. I feel kind of way about hippos after Moon
Oh my
Knight,
God! Put some vibranium inlays on them big old teeth. Oh fuck!
I feel kind of way about hippos after Moon Knight right now.
What's going on, Josh, with the hippos, man?
The hippo god just made an appearance, and I just wasn't feeling it.
That was the most weirdest episode.
You know,
I had no issue with the hippo god. I just thought her voice was weak, and it was just It
was cartoonish.
She didn't seem like godly. Like I think you really needed someone like Angelina Jolie to come in and put some regalness on that voice. Like that voice needed
some
something
bass in her voice. Something more commanding.
Yeah, like you get an Angelina Jolie. She would have, or a.
It sounded like a cartoon, like a kid's cartoon.
But yeah, Viola Davis got a voice that might.
Viola Davis.
Yep.
But she's good CGI on there.
Regina King, anybody. But they got a person that sounds like she was just some basic European girl.
It sounded like Nick Jr. I'm trying to tell you.
Wait. We had a European voice on an Egyptian god? No man.
She sounded European.
More than likely.
She had a weird accent. She sounded foreign. That's all I'll say.
My bad. Touch my nose.
I like your
Bear
voice,
says
Mama
she
Bear.
got a smoky voice.
Mama Bear, I had her on like a
I'll
month
take
ago.
a smoky
Like
voice
that,
over whatever that was.
I didn't dislike her though. It's just that voice
sounds
was
thrilling.
just.
Check your
It didn't
DMs,
match.
Mama Bear.
Smoky.
Question 26. Can Cap run faster?
Then who?
T'Challa.
Nah,
No.
didn't you see T'Challa lap him in Civil War?
Wait. Let me look at the scene again, because one of them can run faster than the other, and another one can jump farther than the other. From when we saw them running up
They
together,
both seem to be on a par, if I'm being honest.
If we're gonna be honest, no.
No.
When Cap was young, he got beat by an older Azuri. He did. He got hands put on him. Okay, well, you got beat by that dude who was older than you when you was basically in your prime, and you
What's that got to do with
But
fast?
ain't we just talking about running?
But I'm just saying, if we talk about physical prowess, Captain America. Okay, let me simplify it. One dude is augmented, is augmented off of human skills. Another dude is augmented off of cat-like skills. Who run faster, a cat or a human?
Okay, that's logic. All right, there we go. See,
Panther, for sure.
See, I was gonna easily say Black Panther because we're doing 33 Black Panther questions, not
Yeah,
Cap
but
questions.
that's a clip there. T'Challa is faster, but slightly.
You
like,
sent me a
They're
clip here.
close.
I
But
thought
it's
he
like-
was. I thought he was. But
T'Challa's
when
slightly faster.
when they took off running, man, T'Challa was like gone.
They was
Yeah, we're
both-
assuming,
they was
we're
both
assuming they were
spinning.
both running 100%.
And see, that's the whole thing. I don't want to do this like that because the dude that we talking about, we actually saw, and not T'Challa, Steve Rogers. We actually saw that dude, and we know he can't do it, holding a helicopter at bay. We really think we're gonna see T'Challa holding a helicopter at bay, even though we did see him take down a rhino.
I think he could.
We did see him take down a rhino, so
Here we go.
They're about neck and
There
neck.
you go.
A little bit neck and neck, but T'Challa does get the lead. Just
There you
slightly,
go.
and then he jumps. But look
Come
at
on,
that.
man.
Cap jump farther. Look at that. Look like Cap jump farther though. So I say,
we want Cap to jump far. There ain't no human jumping as far as no tiger, no cat. We
So
want
he can
Cap.
do a long jump better.
Huh?
Black Panther's still faster.
Yeah, it's like
so
we want
fast, so
Cap to
fast.
do certain stuff. Cap is a human who. That's it. He a human.
Yeah, and I still think that evidence was inconclusive, but we're still going with the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
Black
sure.
Panther's so
For sure.
faster. I mean, he got ahead, but like just slightly. They're
He's there. What Azor said.
That's like asking who climbs up the wall easier, Captain America or Black Panther.
Ooh, but this is hey, how about this? If T'Challa is not wearing a suit, Captain America is a lot faster than he is. I wasn't considering them without the suit. I did put him with the suit. So the kinetic energy of every stomp you take, blasting you a little bit further, just a little bit. Yeah, it's Black Panther.
Yeah, even with that one, that question right there, super soldier serum, heart-shaped herb. You know more about the super soldier serum, and I'm just saying, just people in general. So you're gonna give the nod to the super soldier serum if they out of costume? No, heart-shaped herb. Still there.
One of
And
my
let's
favorite
keep in
scenes.
mind, it's a combination. It's the heart-shaped herb and the blessing of Boz.
well, I think with the heart shape earth thing, because we've seen more. So far we had a bunch of super soldiers. We've seen a bunch of feats of super soldiers and stuff. We haven't seen enough feats of people with like heart shaped herbs of like we saw T'Challa stop a rhino.
He
What
can
else?
he can at least change. He can change the course of a moving vehicle.
Yeah, like I said, we need. I want to see more feats. Is this we got Red Guardian, Bucky, Cap, Red Skull, like a bunch of super soldiers doing different
And he-
feats. So
and
we
he
get like an
definitely-
idea of what they can do.
And that's
He's
why we need to
definitely got a
recast.
nice vertical for sure. When they were in the casino,
And watch this.
costume, he got up and got
Yeah,
over.
he took that rocket launcher.
From a great height, he don't need to fall on no shield. From a great height, he landed on his feet.
Damn.
Fact.
Theo, who has the rights to that shield? Is it Cap? Is it the USA government? Is it the Starks? Does Wakanda have the right to the shield?
Technically, technically it's Wakanda's.
It's Cap.
They didn't care for it and come back for it, but it's Cap's. Cap
It's Cap.
has every right to that shield
It
because
was given to Cap. Who was the question? I'm sorry. It was given to Cap.
From Howard.
It was given to Cap, so it's Cap's. whoever he give it to after that, that's who that is.
But Tony Stark said, "That's my father's shield. Give it back."
That happened. But so same thing in Civil War after he was arrested for like assisting Bucky. He got arrested, and
They
then
took his
Black
shield.
Black Widow said technically it's the government's.
Yeah, but think about it like this too. When Cap was frozen ice for all those years, they didn't crown another Captain America, and they didn't try to make another shield either, even if they had resources to do it. Like when Steve Rogers died, he was definitive Captain America. Yeah, they tried with Isaiah Bradley and stuff, and stuff never got off the ground.
He was never going to be Captain America.
Right, he was never
going
to be it. But like Steve Rogers is Captain America, even if he's dead or frozen away. America for all those years didn't even think to try and do another Captain America and make one. Not even a bootleg one with no powers.
Yeah.
Think about it. Not even a bootleg Captain America with powers, with no powers.
That we know of.
And that adds to the shield being his.
Why? If we see, that's where we gotta. If we stand in the MCU, no, America didn't try and create no Captain America other than Isaiah.
Right.
So we got to kind of be careful because there were other Captain Americas in the comic books.
Yeah.
But if you're sticking just MCU, the shield was given to Cap. His Caps. That's my mindset on it. It was given to Cap. Howard gave it to him. Just because you got a son, your son don't get to come along and say, "No, my dad, no, your dad gave it to him. It's his."
The question is, how did Howard acquire that shield?
Ooh.
I don't know. And since I don't know,
Man,
I don't know the history.
Well, they say, derail, stop me. Comic book lore is Azuri gave Howard a little bit of vibranium for him to do that shield.
Yes.
Okay.
In comic book canon.
Yeah, in comic book canon. So that's how, which is why we be looking at the movies and be like, just tell the story, right? But so that question that you asking, how did Howard Stark come across the vibranium? We don't know per MCU, but if the MCU is borrowing from the comics, then we know how he got it. So,
okay, then.
Great question. Great question.
It's Cap shield.
Definitely Caps.
Even though he gives it to Sam, is it still Cap's shield?
Sam's now.
It's
Sam is Cap, so it's still Cap shield.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
He using the name, he using the shield, he's Captain America.
No. My daddy told me it's Black Falcon.
It's Black Falcon.
Well, let's
Where
see
they get these? Hold up.
Let's see what the movie's called. Let's see what the
wait.
movie's called. Anthony Mackie and Black Falcon. Let's see.
Hold up. I need to ask this real quick. Where do these people get these names from? I swear, I know. So it's not like Falcon wasn't a hidden hero. Like, he's Avenger. They've been on the news and stuff. Where are they making up these names? I bet someone.
Well,
I bet someone in the hood said, "Oh, that's Falcon." Then someone else said something else like, "Oh, Black Falcon," and then everybody else started making up all these random names, spreading the rumors.
I tell you how it got in the hood. That's exactly how he started getting called Black Falcon by us. Because when we used to read the old Captain America and Falcon comic book, and we see him, he was black and he was called Falcon. So it was just a no-brainer. That's Black Falcon.
Right, because
we had also Bill Foster being Black Goliath. Black Lightning, you said too. There's always a black.
In the 70s, they had a problem with not being able to find good names for black characters, and so they just tacked black on the front of most of the black characters' names.
If you got HBO Max, you can go look at the Super Friends right now. There's a character on there that's supposed to be Black Lightning that's called Black Vulcan. Like, we didn't know he was. We don't know he black. You ain't calling him White Batman.
He's literally running around in a leotard showing all his skin. So
that's what we had to deal with, man. You don't know he was ugly back then, bro. Can you imagine a dude walking around with a metal crown on his head and a yellow shirt and some yellow pirate boots talking about our power, man? It was rough back then for us, man. It was rough.
We have it so good now, but then there's a couple of steps.
Look at that outfit. Look at that outfit. My man look like he about to go swimming. That's a thong. That is a thong, man.
That's what we had on the Super Friends. That's what we had to deal with.
That was one of what I like to call the affirmative action Super Friends.
Him and Robin, the only ones on that cartoon walking around with naked legs.
Now, here are the names. Here are the names. Black Vulcan, he's black. Apache Chief, he's indigenous native. El Dorado,
Latino for 500, Alex.
And Samurai.
Japan.
Y'all couldn't
from the Orient.
They couldn't go no deeper than that.
This is what we had to deal with, man. Listen, we starving over here.
Hey, racist much? Oh my goodness.
Those thin legs.
Yeah, it's supposed to be based on the Justice League animated series style of character, where they got the big chests and they miss leg day all the time.
Definitely miss leg day.
Yeah. I can hear the. They need to play that in a movie. I don't see why not. Like it has an
I don't see why
epicness.
I don't see. They played the Spider-Man theme in Spider-Man, so
they did.
And there's like a rights issue with Spider-Man thing, and they still managed to pull it off. DC, I don't know what that dimwit company. That's what the DC stands for. Question 28: is there a Kimoyo bead for hiccups?
Heck yes. They ain't even got cancer in Wakanda.
There's only one correct answer, right, Josh? Is there a Kimoyo bead for hiccups?
I mean, if T'Challa is dying of a sickness in this movie, rude, maybe.
Until that movie comes out and they say that, yes, there's a heal for Kimoyo beads for hiccups.
I mean, yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, no, I agree.
Surprise. I'm gonna go out on a limb and play devil's advocate here and say no for that same reason.
Brother Dot, is there a Kimoyo bead for the hiccups?
Oh yeah. So what they do is they cut a little hole in it, put it in there. Nah, that's
they wear it in that plate. They wear it in that plate on their lips.
Hey, look, them bees can do anything. You can get stabbed. Kimoyo bees in there. Anything. They put in the neck, your hiccups is good.
That's what's keeping Killmonger alive in that tube. What's his name? T'Challa just went, let me Kimoyo bead you right now. Was he wearing Kimoyo bead?
Shove that Kimoyo bead in your chest. You'll be just fine.
No, I don't think he. No. He was wearing them because his suit. Well, he didn't have beads on his necklace to activate his suit. He probably had beads around his
using
wrist.
the beads like vapor rub. Is that what's happening?
Right.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Misty Knight is a cool name. Luke Cage is a cool name. She says, I checked. Confused? I didn't DM you, Mama Bear? I thought I DM'd you. My bad. Maybe I DM'd someone else. My mistake. Sorry. Yes. Question number 29 is, did you laugh when Okoye removed her weave? So here's the thing with me. I watched that movie, the whole movie. We're like an hour into the movie. We understand Okoye, Danai Guerrero, is wearing a fake what's it called?
Wig.
Wig. I said weave. My bad. Wig. So when that happens, like, yeah, we know she's bald. Like, what's the joke here? Everyone in my auditorium laughed at that. And I go, that's not funny. Like, maybe if it was the first time we saw it and it was a reveal, oh, no, hey, she's not, we laugh at it. The same way Chris Rock or the writers that Chris Rock joke wanted us to laugh at, oh, look, bald person. Like, I get it. But I didn't think it was funny at all.
I laughed when she was fighting and threw that wig in somebody's face. That was funny to me, but just
the laughs were before the throwing on the face. The laugh was like the unhairing, the undoing of the top. That was when people laughed. But you laughed when it went on the face.
Yeah, when she threw it, when she threw it and it hit dude in the face and then he got faded. That was funny to me. But just her taking it off. My mama wore wigs for like 40, 50 years. So
I'm gonna apologize. I know this is a different movie.
I was muted. Sorry.
I laughed at Endgame. Like when she was walking through the portal, she clearly had a skull cap on. Like the size of her head walking through that portal. does not match the size of her head. And I'm like, okay, so you between projects right now because you didn't grew your hair out a little bit, so they had to, because clearly that ain't the same thing. That was funny to me. Not the wig,
That's
but
hilarious.
yeah, that was hilarious to me. So.
And the funniest thing I ever heard Okoye say was when they were fighting Proxima Midnight, and Scarlet Witch came and put all of that stuff down on top of her, and she was like, "Why was she up there all this time? We could have had her out on the field finishing things off, you know." And then she gave Thanos problem. So yeah, y'all should have had somebody else up there watching Vision.
She also had another one. Hey, I thought when we're opening to the world, we'd get the Olympics, maybe a Starbucks. She had a line like that in Infinity War. That was a great line for like 2 lines that stuck out, made us laugh with Okoye. That was memorable to me. So did you laugh, Josh?
Yeah, all this time.
I did, but that's a thing in the culture right now, isn't it? Like removing your wig, isn't that a thing amongst women?
Vaseline,
Black
taking rings.
When they getting ready
they snatch their wig,
put it on your helmet. Yes, they take that wig off, take them earrings off. You know, get the Vaseline, and
I guess I'm alone here. That made me laugh because she was like, "I'm a strong Black woman and I don't need this." There's a lot of symbolism in that unwigging, I guess.
It is. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It shouldn't have been funny, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's just a woman taking a wig off.
Question 31. How much?
I know she be putting oil on that head, though.
Actually, before I go to question 31, let me check in on that poll. I'll end the poll now, and it looks like 60% of you actually said, now it froze on me. 60% of you say yes, that you did laugh when she removed her wig. Question 31. How much time needs to pass when it's no longer insensitive to recast T'Challa? Because there was a time period where if you would have done it and just said, oh, August 29th, you say, by the way, we're recasting. That's hella insensitive. How much time needed to pass before we can get on it? Because I'm there now. Like, I even bit my tongue and not did my recast T'Challa, like, videos and opinion on it, because I felt like it would be, because I was hearing a lot of, absolutely nobody can recast him. That's disrespectful. And I was like, I disagree. I don't want to speak out now because he's more than just a character on a movie. So I kept my mouth shut. Kate, what were you going to say?
Well, I'm like this because I think the MCU, the Feige and them, they didn't establish when, because their thing was this. Chadwick died 2020. 2021. Let's start filming this movie while he's still fresh in the ground and stuff. Like, they didn't establish when it's like time to critique this type of stuff. So if they did what I probably would have done, is either give it about 5 years, do like Wakanda content based around other characters, or push out other MCU content, other characters, put a halt on Black Panther at the moment, and then 5 years later recast.
And maybe that is what's going to happen.
Do a grace period, still focus on Wakanda stuff, but you don't have to touch upon T'Challa at the moment. But also, you can't get too deep into the MCU stuff. Like, we get into this multiverse stuff where, as someone's like, all right, I think it's time to acknowledge T'Challa. So I would have probably slowed some things down, but done some other content instead.
I think it's
rushing to Black Panther.
I think it's a loaded question. Black Panther, insensitive to recast after Chadwick Boseman's passing. It's a loaded question for a lot of reasons. One, Black Panther is, whether we want to say it or not, that's the first significant superhero for Black people. It is. We didn't got a question. We didn't got, say again now.
That's not the question, but if you're getting there, get there.
Yeah, it's a loaded question, because when you say how much time needs to pass when it's no longer insensitive by whose standards? We have Chadwick passed August 2020. Yeah. Derek Boseman made his statement December 8th, 2020.
Okay, then. So by the own family standards, it was okay to start talking about 4 months prior.
Right. So it's a loaded question. How we feel, how the family feel, how the actor feels, how the studio feels even.
We know what the studio feels. I just alluded to it. Black Panther 1 made $1.3 billion. So, of course, we're going to do a second Black Panther movie. That wasn't even... that was
like
minutes.
to recast the character, everybody can put their own personal spill on it. But when we say House was soon insensitive, let Derek tell it. If we doing this movie now, honestly, the movie coming out December, November 2022, he could have been recast in that movie. He could have been. That's the time frame right there. But we had a lot of stuff being said. So it's real hard to answer that question without just taking a lot of different things into consideration for me.
From experience, it's probably, if enough time pass and you come online talking about RecastTChalla and you ain't getting drugged anymore, then that's a good time to start talking about RecastTChalla. Because if you somebody who started talking about RecastTChalla a week or 2 weeks after he died, trust and believe you was getting drugged by the whole planet. All right. You couldn't mention nothing about RecastTChalla in August. You couldn't mention nothing about RecastTChalla in September 2020 or October 2020. Folks,
nor should you have.
Should you have? Like Theo said, it varies. It varies. You know, some people move on quicker than others. But when it comes to the public in general, they have a very short memory for things, unless it's somebody dying or unless it's somebody being put in an adverse situation. They don't ever let that go. And if you try to say anything about it, you getting drugged. Like, case in point, I said something about one of Breonna Taylor's boyfriends online. I wasn't even talking about the wrong one. I was talking about the right one, and I still got drugged. So it's like you just avoid it. Just period, avoid it. And if Marvel was talking about, we're going to work on this movie in December of 2020 and nobody said nothing to Marvel, then I guess December 2020 was a good time to start talking about RecastTChalla, if it was a good time to start talking about making a Black Panther movie again.
Yeah, that's why when I was like trying to look at people's logic of like this time of passing and stuff, it's like, so you're okay with them filming this movie ASAP when he's fresh in the ground, like a year after, like they didn't even wait 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. So
they didn't wait at all. It was the same date.
COVID
hadn't delayed
it was on the schedule. It was on the schedule for July.
Right. Yeah, because I was like, you're okay with them. I look at it like when let's say an artist died and you drop a posthumous album and stuff like a week later after they pass away. It's like, dang, could you like
wait a little bit?
Can even you wait to like I understand, you want to give us the fans something, but it's clear you're just in this for the money. You're not in this for the significance. You're in this for the money.
To your point, they were like, they made a decision within minutes after he died.
Right.
We they're like, dang, we just lost Chadwick Boseman. They're like, hey, we got to do the movie right now. We ain't gonna recast him. So it's like the question could easily be, how soon is it to, can go from how soon is it to recast? The question could be, how soon is it to not even talk about recasting?
There's no time limit on grieving, but too many anti-recasters. That's what they are. They're the anti-recasters. Use that excuse because they don't have a valid reason for why this 55-plus-year-old character should be recast.
Diesel in the building.
It's a fact.
Like I said, look, with these people, look, if people are against it's fine. If you're for it, that's fine. I respect everybody's opinion. But this is the same argument I'm going to ask everybody not using stuff. After Black Panther's 4th issue ever in his comics, his first 4 issues that came out, after his 4th issue, did they change to a new character after his 4th issue?
Say that again. Did they change the new character? What?
In Black Panther's first 4 issues, in his 5th issue, did they replace him with another character using his suit and stuff? Did Shuri take over?
Oh no, that happened in 2010.
It wasn't even a Shuri.
And
Black Panther's 4th issue came out.
And I say I'm using the same logic with these movies and stuff. Black Panther only had 4 appearances.
Oh, okay.
It's like he only been there 4 times and stuff. Captain America's first 4 appearances of his comics in just Bucky didn't just come in and take over. Falcon didn't come in and take over in his first 4 issues. It took a while. Like I said, comics is different than the movies and stuff, but the MCU trying to do a cinematic universe like how the comics is a universe. You have to let characters build.
Yeah.
Build them up. You can't just be replacing them, give them like 2-3 issues, and then you just replace them. Like, now you got to build.
When you say that, you raise a very interesting point. You have to tell the story.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of people applauded Marvel's job and how they told a complete story arc for Tony Stark. Yeah. How you got to see him be this reckless person, irresponsible person, and then he became this person that would put it all on the line. So when you look at that, that's what we should get from a T'Challa, a complete story. And I think that's what people are looking at right now is you haven't told his story yet.
Yeah.
At all. No shape, form, or fashion. Because even in Black Panther,
just became king. He
it
just
was his story.
King.
This was his coronation as a king, but his coronation was cut short because of the revolution or the what they was having, the infighting they were having. So we haven't got to see his character. And if you got turned off by what little was shown of his character in the few appearances that he's made, then you deserve more than that, and you should ask for more of that so you can make a better judgment about, okay, what is this character? What does he represent? Who is he? Because right now nobody knows.
Josh?
It's probably more insensitive to decide to take him out of the MCU than it is insensitive to recast him, I would think. And this is coming from a person who originally, when Marcus brought the whole recast thing to me, I was like, oh, we're talking about recasting him already? Like, I didn't even, I was on the other side of it. And then he brought it to me and I was like, oh, now I understand, because he came with the right information about everything. So I think people who are anti-recasters need to, and a lot of them are just purposefully ignoring the correct information. But, you know, for the few that are kind of in between, they probably just need to hear the right information about the movement.
I changed somebody's mind just in real life in the conversation about it, like, because I wanted to see like what was the opinion, just the general fan, and it was at first, no, that would be rude, disrespectful. Then I'm like, hey, what about the greatness that is this character? Because unlike we mentioned Fast and Furious, Brian earlier. Yeah. Brian is an original character for the films. Leia, Carrie Fisher, is an original character for the films. Like, she was invented and the first to ever play that thing. The Black Panther has been in existence for 60 years, and he's the most important and highest profile Black character, and we shouldn't take that away. And that's like the deal breaker there. You can't listen to that and then you go, oh, well, I still feel like that. I feel like that's the strongest bit of opinion.
You would be amazed.
And that's why, and that's why I look at it like this too, real quick. When the whole stuff happening with Letitia Wright about her opinions on the vaccinations and stuff, guess what the anti-recasters was doing? Get rid of her. I'm like, y'all were just fighting for her. What you mean? Y'all were just fighting for her to be Black Panther, and you like get rid of her because of her opinions on her status about the vaccination. Yeah. I don't care if she's anti-vaccine or for vaccine. Now you want to fight her and say, oh, she's ruining her opportunity for herself. Get her out of here. But y'all were just fighting for her. Y'all were just fighting for her to be Black Panther. Continue to like.
Well, they weren't fighting for her. They were fighting for the idea of a Black female lead.
I was like, nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, all right, then now I see what the real motivations are.
And then on top of that, they didn't even care about Shuri's final transformation. They don't even care about the grill from, like, you could come to them with like all types of information about how great the character Shuri is, not just being Black Panther. Prior to putting on that costume, after putting on, they didn't want to hear none of that. All I want to hear is, no, we just wanted to put on the costume. And to me, a lot is like, we just don't want a male in the costume.
A lot of the arguments on that side are either inconsistent or wrong, just flat out wrong.
I wish we had someone anti-recaster so we could like talk to them here, but we couldn't.
They're usually not consistent at all.
Prior to T'Challa's appearance in Fantastic Four number 52 in 1966, total of 2 characters, 2 headlined on a comic book. Okay, it was All Negro Comics in 1947. It was a character by the name of Ace Harlem, and he shared that comic book with another character called Lion Man, both Black men. Ask me how many issues all Negro comics ran for.
6 issues. Yeah, you said 1. Oh God.
1. Second character, black character, to have their own comic. It's a character named Lobo, black character. He's a cowboy. Ask me how many issues his comic ran for.
I'm gonna go with the consistency and say 1. Oh, 2. Okay.
Okay, that's what they thought about us
Right.
in comics between 1947 and 1966.
Right, and y'all know black.
Two appearances. Okay,
Y'all know T'Challa wearing a full mask is just to get him on the cover, right? You know, he started off with a half mask like Captain America. Nah, we can't put that brother on the cover like that. Cover up his whole face. Yeah. So the mask that look good, that's in style right now, that was a necessity so we could print this comic book with this black character.
Hey, Jack Kirby, Stan Lee.
Kind of like how that story went with the Blue Marvel, and how like everybody was loving the Blue Marvel till he got his mask blown off, and they was like, "Oh, wait a minute, you got to stop being the Blue Marvel. You're not the right complexion."
Am I right?
They say, "Oh, you black." Get rid of this.
Oh yeah.
Next question is 32. It's Be Real with D Real. Check out his YouTube channel. It's Josh. Check out his YouTube channel, Back of the Bus. We got K Dot. Check out his YouTube channel, SSJK.Sanctum. And then IAS-IJS with /Theo B. Type that in. You'll find him. He's also in the description. Theo Butler is in the building. Question 32. How does a Black Panther 2 flop affect the studio's position on recasting? I think it does.
I'm not saying it's going to flop. I'm not saying it's going to flop. I doubt it's going to financially flop, but let's say it does financially flop.
Yeah.
Feige's going to call up Ryan and the guy who said we shouldn't recast. Like, we have made the dumbest decisions in our life. Recast ASAP. Find me a good black actor and get to work.
Give me an African actor so we can get the points for that, and someone who already speaks the language from South Africa, and let's do it. Yep.
I doubt it's going to financially flop.
It won't flop, but it won't make 1.3 either. It'll probably be like in the 800 million range.
Well, I know.
Would it be a flop if it's not north of $1 billion though?
Here's the
It
thing.
would be a disappointment.
Let's talk
Right?
numbers. Let's talk numbers. Domestically, what did No Way Home do?
I'm not sure what the answer to that is.
About domestically, about 800 million.
Okay, just like Black Panther.
Okay.
Right?
But then when you go worldwide, then that's what took it up over $1 billion. Now,
Yeah, worldwide 1.893.
domestically, Black Panther 2 is not going to do 800 million because we're already dividing them. And we got to continue to divide them. And as long as we continue to divide them and win more people over to this side, they ain't getting no 800 million, guaranteed. And if you look at the trend of how Marvel movies have been doing, Spider-Man No Way Home is the only Marvel movie that they done dropped recently that's done 800 million. The rest of it's like in the 400 million range.
It's kind of like we talked about we talked about on your show Thursday. Some of us just not going. That went to go see the first movie, we just not going.
Right.
Then you have another group that went to go see Black Panther. They gonna go see it one time. Don't like what they go see. They not coming the second, third, fourth, and fifth time, which is what they did. Then you have the people that's sitting out there waiting. Hey, tell me what it was like. They waiting on what the people that's going to go see it come back and say. And if they don't like what they hear, they not gonna see it. The people that Marvel can truly depend on to make money are the anti-recasters. They gonna give them their money all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. But everybody else, they gonna see a trickle down effect.
I'm going the first week Thursday, unless the trailer turns me off, and they kill him and they capitalize on his death. But I'm gonna go that first time. There's a good chance I'm not going to go for a repeat viewing, which I did for the first Black Panther. I watched that one 3 times in the cinema. I'm only going to see this once because I do want it to flop, because I do want it to get the message across, which is what the question is asking. How will it affect the movie? Will it make them recast? Yes, that's what I want to do.
They ain't going to have no choice.
But this is my concern, because, okay, you're writing yourself in a hole. We don't know what the plot is. We've had quite a few people say, let it take place during the course of the blip.
Hope.
Okay. Well, if it takes course during the blip, we good for a recasting. But if this movie is written after the blip, you just wrote yourself in a hole. Because now, is this a what if movie? Is this an alternate universe movie? What you doing? How you finna do this? And then is as hard as I can be on the cast and crew, I'm concerned about them because I don't want somebody saying this movie failed because of incompetent writing, incompetent acting. No, that's not what that was. The movie failed because the studio was being incompetent in the decision that they made before this movie was even shot.
I think that message gets across. I'm not worried that they'll look at this as, oh, well, Denai Guerrero needed to step it up. I don't think that she takes the brunt of it or anyone. I think the decision not to have a T'Challa in your film is the reason why this flops. If it should flop, I'm not worried the way I am for like other times where you want the black movie to succeed and you're wondering if they'll use this as fuel as black movies can't do it because it already did it. It already did 1.3 the last time around. And the only difference is that Chadwick Boseman is not here and they're not recasting.
Oh, I'm definitely with you. I'm with you 100%. I just don't like how Feige moved. That ain't. I don't like that.
There's a lot of comments in here. Let me catch up on them.
The moves was definitely shady. The way they move is real shady.
First black character released in comics. Now, let's not forget that Blade made Black Panther possible. I wouldn't say that Blade made Black Panther possible. Ike Perlmutter not being involved in Marvel made Black Panther
Blade
possible.
Definitely, like, in a sense, changed. He shifted the way Marvel movies was being like created. Because before that, you had like Howard the Ducks, Captain America.
Blade helped them after their bankruptcy to stop whoring their products out to anybody who wanted to make a Marvel movie. Because Blade was a New Line movie.
And not only that, Blade
and then Sony got on board. They was just giving out properties to whoever wanted to make a movie. But now that they got their stuff together, they're like, okay, we trying to forget everything in house and we're going to buy the whole earth.
And I wouldn't just make it specifically about Marvel movies. Blade made it cool for superhero movies, period. Because let's remember, them two Batman movies that came before then, damn near killed the superhero genre in movie theaters. They did, because them movies were caught off.
Batman, Robin, and Batman Forever did some damage.
Yeah. Get another good actor.
Blade, the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, The Dark Knight, those are the movies that really affected the early 2000s. X-Men, yeah, but those wasn't good movies. They were just, they were just like
fanfare.
Yeah, they
Doctor Strange 2 is
amazing. They made certain things possible, but not good things. I'll say that much.
Y'all think Doctor Strange 2 gonna make $1 billion?
Most certainly.
I think based off like the stuff around it, but I think the Doctor Strange character himself may not be a germ that, but when people walk out the theater seeing all these, you know, these cameos and special other things, it's going to help. But in Spider-Man's case, Spider-Man's already more popular than Doctor Strange. Whether you really do not like this version of Spider-Man or not, Spider-Man is a much stronger character to bring people into the theaters than a Doctor Strange.
Flagship.
That's why he was the rare Marvel character of last year that made so much money. Spider-Man, the multiverse, other Spider-Man returning. Like, this is...
But for me,
Doctor Strange was associated with that, and casuals saw that. And then when Doctor Strange gets his own movie, the casuals will flock. So yeah, I guess so.
Right. I'm not saying about money, but probably $1 billion. No, a 1.8 billion. But
when you take into consideration, because D, you said something the other day, marketability. Just because a movie makes a lot of money don't mean it's necessarily a good movie. It has a lot of marketability.
And it was well marketed. Yes.
So when you take that into consideration, how much star power are we putting in this movie? No different than what we doing with Black Panther 2. We surrounded Benjamin Cumberbatch more. How many superheroes are in this movie? Let's go ahead and just say that. This is a Doctor Strange movie, but how many superheroes are in this movie?
America Chavez, Wanda, Doctor Strange, Wong, and well, that's the 4 main ones. But then Spider-Man could be in it. Charles Xavier
be in it. Monica Rambeau's mama could be in it. So
we have seen Rentra the Minotaur.
Right. So this movie, I'm thinking this movie is going to make a lot of money, over $1 billion because of what's in the movie, not necessarily, and the hype surrounding the movie, not necessarily because it's a good movie, but this ain't your first Doctor Strange movie where it's just Doctor Strange carrying it by himself. Captain America: First Avenger, first Black Panther movie, what was the Iron Man first movie? Nah, he got a lot of help in this movie. It'll make money, and he don't have the negative publicity, unless you count, Asia's banned, certain Asian countries banned on it. He ain't got no negative none of that drama going on with this movie. They'll make money.
China is a big part of their cat.
And you wouldn't say that Shang-Chi Legend of the Ten Rings made
they
400 million if China was letting them see it.
They recently banned Doctor Strange in some other countries, so now it's going to rely on so much other domestic audience at this point. They just banned in Saudi Arabia and stuff for like a 6-second scene.
Y'all gonna have to show up, America.
How much money were they really gonna get from Saudi Arabia? Was that like 8 million that they're
probably not a lot,
sacrificing?
right? Probably not a lot. But I'm saying, like,
Let me see.
maybe this stuff might hurt these international countries pulling out, but I'm not shocked. Like, trying to please the Middle East and some. I mean, it's like I ain't even gonna try it. You do what you got to do. I can understand why they didn't try to edit out nothing for the Middle East because they probably didn't even allow the movie in most of the countries, anyways. They didn't do it for even Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman
still got
in Israel.
I got the Black Panther like data up. The UAE, they made $7 million from that country, United Arab Emirates, and I can't see any of the other Middle Eastern countries here. I guess it didn't play in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they don't. The Middle East don't mess with these movies like that. Wonder Woman 2017, they didn't even want to get that. They have that no play. Not even Israel, and Gal Gadot's from Israel.
Oh,
they didn't show that movie in Israel either.
What was the drama with Wonder Woman? Is it just a woman thing?
Probably,
I think it was a woman.
Probably how she's dressed too.
Yeah, how she's dressed, and in fact, it's women empowerment stuff. How the Middle East, they don't like to really empower a lot of they women. I seen all of them. There's some countries like they the rocks that they women. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, Gadot, wasn't she in the military? She was actually in her country's military. Some people had a problem because she was actually in the military.
They
yeah,
have to be.
Yeah, but yeah, and
it ain't no choice. They have to be.
Yeah, she had to join it.
Yeah, so
obligated for 2 years to do it at least.
Everybody answered this question about how will it affect the studio on recasting. Everyone says this would mean recasting, yeah, if the movie flops.
Indeed.
33. Is Don McGregor invited to the cookout?
Hell yes.
33.
Don McGregor is invited to the cookout all day, every day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Man, what?
That was a joke question, Daryl.
Let me give y'all a little bit of history on Mr. Don McGregor.
He said that was a joke, D. That was a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The 33rd question.
I was getting ready to go in. I got a video coming out about Don McGregor. Y'all be looking for that.
If you're looking for those classic Black Panther videos, Be Real with D-Real is educating the masses on his channel. So check him out. All of us. Check out all of us.
Edutainment is what I do. And I love Josh, and I love Theo, and I love Chillmonger. I ain't seen you yet, K-Dot, but I will be checking for you. For sure.
I like how you don't just give him the love. He's like, you got to earn that for me first.
No. I'm just saying.
No, you didn't say you loved him.
It's my first time meeting K-Dot. I mean, yeah, he's cool, brother. But I mean, I got to be able to see his stuff and rock with him. And like I done traded, quips and conversations with y'all on y'all page. I want to be able to do that with him. And then I will love that brother, I'm sure.
I got to work for him. I'm like Falcon. I got to keep working for him. The MCU, you got to keep this man working. He's putting in that work. Still got to keep working.
It's all day.
D-Real, what comic book story that you've read in the years of Black Panther you've absorbed would you like to see adapted and made into a movie?
Panther's Rage by Don McGregor. Period. Already. And all y'all got to do is take Monica Lynn out and put the female of your choice in. I'd like to see Monica Lynn. I think Monica Lynn was a really cool love interest for T'Challa, and I was sad when she died later on. But yeah, that whole story, you got everybody. You got Killmonger. You got a host of villains that nobody's ever heard of. You had dinosaurs. You had betrayal, you had malice, you had everything that makes Black Panther in that story. And it also would be cool if we just kept going and did that Black Panther versus the Ku Klux Klan storyline too.
He was responsible for that. It was a great story he told on the Black Panther DVD about how they were asking for some white inclusion, and all his critics were saying, "All right, fine." And he goes, "I'm gonna put some white people in my comic books," and he gets the Ku Klux Klan. I like that story that he told Don McGregor.
I appreciate it. But Don McGregor, and like I was gonna say, he was the first artist to draw a homosexual kiss in comics.
In a Marvel comic?
No, in an Eclipse comic. It was a comic called Saber. And Saber was a character, man. If you go and look up a picture of Saber right now, he looks exactly like Black Dynamite.
Josh from the back of the bus, what story would you like to see adapted? I want to guess your answer because I think I know you. You're gonna say do more.
No. Theo's gonna say do more.
Not a huge comic book guy personally. I'm into the movies more so than I am the comics, so I can't answer this question without using some of the videos we've already done. So shameless plug. One, I want to see how the MCU would tackle the intergalactic empire. Even though it's not probably the most popular story of Black Panther, I just kind of want to see what that would look like in movie form. I would also, we actually just mentioned Nova, and Marcus wants to see a Michael Bay version of Nova. So I kind of want to see what that would look like as well. And if we're not including Marvel or DC or anything like that, I want to see what Bitterroot is going to look like.
Okay.
So
that's coming though. Isn't Regina King is adapting that? Yeah. And if you guys want to check out Bitterroot chatter, go to the back of the bus, because even Theo was there talking with Marcus about that comic. Theo, what is a comic book story of the Black Panther you would want to see adapted?
Well, D said it, and actually Josh said it as well. I would like to see and I'm gonna start the what Josh said first. I would like to see the intergalactic empire of Wakanda done in a 3-part movie. I think there's enough content there for them to do a 3-part movie.
Easy.
I would like to see the Doom War. I think the Doom War storyline, in my opinion, it allows for there to be a proper introduction for Namor. It allows for proper interaction between T'Challa and Reed Richards. A lot of people don't.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people. Too many of us don't know that Reed Richards and T'Challa are best friends, and I think that says something in and of itself. That relationship that we get it on screen, because as it stands right now, we really haven't gotten a great relationship between an African American per se and a Caucasian American per se. Regardless,
Sam and Bucky.
Huh?
Sam and Bucky, and Sam and Steve.
Sam and Bucky and Sam and Steve. Sam and Steve weren't necessarily best friends the way that we know that Reed
Rhodey, Tony Stark and Rhodey. There's one.
But when we talk about Rhodey started off working for Tony Stark. That was his chauffeur at first, a helicopter pilot. So when I'm talking about friends, we're equals. I'm not enamored by you, which is what we got from Sam talking to Cap in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. He was enamored by him. Of course, Bucky, even though Bucky was bigger than Steve, he now looks up to Steve. You get two people on an equal footing, IQ wise. They respect one another. I would have loved to have gotten that. And then you do get the deadliest of the species with Shuri, because she plays a role in the Doom War as well. People would get to see her become Black Panther. So yes, definitely Doom War, because just a lot of things take place in that story arc that I think a lot of fans would have loved to have gotten on screen.
Hey Dizzle, what's a comic book story you want to see? I bet if it was a DC comic, you'd answer a lot faster.
All right, fine. If you want to, that's the case. I don't want to see my queen Megan Good be in any of your MCU movies.
Hey, I don't mind seeing your queen Megan Good. Put her back up on the screen. I don't mind that. I'm Shazam too.
We got her first. We got her first.
I was so mad when I saw her. I'm like, damn, they got.
I really do want to see Black Panther mess up the Fantastic Four. I want to see that.
Also, like the original what?
No, we're not gonna get that, but I want to see. I want to see.
That would be awesome.
I want to see him put them on a wild goose chase, have them thinking they got the upper hand. I want to see that.
H-Town boss says see Wakanda and die. So the secret invasion portion,
Yeah.
it was like 3 issues.
World tried to invade.
That was pretty
Heads
good.
on a pike.
Yeah. 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 We don't play that.
Hey, Jason Aaron already's getting his Thor movie, so he give him his Black Panther movie too. No. Oh, we got the Emmy Award-winning Kendall in the building. Hello.
What's going on, Big Kendall?
Bro, me too, Theo. Me too. For do more. Yeah, but yeah, Namor. We got that Latveria being introduced. We've got the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that storyline with listen
and X-Men. Let's not forget.
Yeah, like that storyline. That man, if anybody's saying they don't want that storyline or they wouldn't be able to appreciate that storyline. It's so many characters in that.
Yeah, I know. They would have to reprint that comic book. They would even keep the name. You know, sometimes they'll change the name of a movie just to be smart with it. Like Multiverse of Madness. There's no comic book called that. They just wanted to do a movie with Multiverse in the name. Right. They're not changing Do More. They're keeping that name. It says here, yeah, they became best friends after T'Challa whooped his ass.
I had to beat all 4 of y'all to let y'all know what time it is.
Facts. That Reed FF relationship is important to T'Challa's character. Yeah, and then after Reed and Sue, after the Civil War thing, they wanted some time off. Storm and Black Panther took their spot in the Fantastic Four. Yes. There's so much that you could do with the FF and Black Panther that relationship is pretty important. Let's recast T'Challa to get that. Black Panther versus Doom would be cool. Oh, good. I got the right back of the bus. Thank you for subscribing.
Man, I just, like I said, that storyline, and it's crazy because I've always liked that storyline. I have, just because of everything. I think my second favorite storyline is the Intergalactic, because we got to see so many Black superheroes that hadn't been active in Marvel Comics show up in this particular series. Just for that, to get that, to see all those do you know Doom War, you would get damn near the same amount of superheroes that you got in Infinity War? Like, just think about it for a second. Where the big bad is Dr. Doom. That's the big bad in this storyline.
A bad guy release. Of all bad guys.
That's a Christmas holiday season release, just like Spider-Man did.
Man, come on.
See, Multiverse of Madness, like we mentioned earlier, like this thing is coming in May. I think it's making $1 billion because there's no May movie that's not making $1 billion since freaking Avengers 2012. That made $1 billion. 2013 Iron Man 3 made $1 billion. What was in 2014? Was that Guardians? Well, that wasn't $1 billion. But never mind.
That was Thor: Dark World, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Thor was November. I think.
Did it come out in November? Okay.
You might be right, actually. Who knows? I was wrong for 1 year, but every year prior, Civil War or Age of Ultron or, they were all $1 billion hits. So I think May is prime for $1 billion.
And then
Ultron did $1 billion?
I don't know if you've noticed this, Chill, but all of their movies that they're releasing, it's not just the one superhero. It's not just the titular hero in the movie. Marvel think they slick. No, they putting everybody and their mom in all these movies now. Just think about it. Them 4 movies I named, them the only movies where you just got to see just that primary character. Other than that, everybody and their mama been in everybody else's movie.
Oh, so you're not counting Bucky in the post-credit scene?
Oh, okay. Black Panther?
Yeah, I'm kidding.
No. Real, but watch this. Because I want to make sure I'm accurate. Iron Man 2, because the only person that was in that movie was War Machine.
Yeah, so he's kind of like part of the crew, though. I don't really consider that going out on a limb to putting another character in there.
Right. No, exactly.
We don't have a War Machine movie.
Exactly. So I'm gonna exclude that one. But every movies after that, them 5 movies, everybody name them in the movies. So Marvel ain't putting movies out, solo movies out.
That's right. Yolanda Noel as T'Challa.
Wasn't that like the phases? You know what I'm saying? That first phase was just solo movies.
Well, you had to establish them, sure.
Right. Well, the DC didn't do that.
DC didn't do a lot of things.
I'm just saying, you don't have to. They didn't do it. But I mean, that was establishing the characters is what they did first, and then you saw them in a team dynamic, and then it was just like everything goes after that. You
We're
can be
pushing
in that
on.
movie, you can be in that movie. You can be in that movie.
And I like it that way too. We're about 3 hours in. Final question is from Perp, and he asks, do y'all think we'll see Black Panther variants in the MCU? Yeah. If anyone is gonna get a variant, they'll do that just to test the waters. So he's the most likely kind of variant they'll push.
If they do
They
that,
set it up too easy for it to not happen that way.
If they do that, we'll make the Minutemen liars.
Oh no, they said 616. They said the main universe.
They said MCU 616. If I'm being honest, ain't that what he said? MCU 616. He don't even know what his universe is.
You're right, and it irks me too.
For you to see them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that variant has to cross over to the 1999 universe. Forget where they coming from. For you, for us, for me to see them. When we talk about are we getting variants? For you to get the variant, you got to see them in the 1999 universe. Well, I would say that's a possibility. However, Nate said, that's what Nate said. I'm only quoting Nate. Nate said, you not getting no more.
Yo, it's like I'm watching a video of yours live. You're right in front of me doing it. Yeah.
You know, that what he said, you not getting. And look, I'm not going to make him out to be a liar. He said we're not getting no more T'Challa's in the 1999 universe.
Yep.
That's what he said.
I heard it.
So for you to get it, I know we would like, but for you to get a variant, a live action variant, not a cartoon, somebody look like me and you, for you to get that, they got to cross over, come from their universe into our universe. And they said that ain't happening.
You can see it in Secret Wars. If like the universes have an incursion and Secret Wars, I can see that happening.
But we seen it through the 1999 lens.
Yes.
That's where me and you coming from. Me and you exist in the 1999 universe. We ain't in 616. So for us to see him, like he said, that would make the Minutemen liars.
Mm-hmm.
I would love it if they lying. I really, really would. I take back every damn thing I just said about him if they lying.
I think I heard E-Man say that.
That's 100 plus videos.
Yeah.
300.
I'm talking about me. That's 100 plus videos. So I have that's a lot of deleting.
Well, that's 1,999,999 videos.
Exactly.
That concludes the stream. We've been joined by a couple of new guests here, new faces, Be Real with D-Real. And I ain't saying, I'm just saying Theo Butler. So check them out. A returning face was Josh back of the bus. And then we got SSJK.Sanctum, who came through to fill in a gap because a couple of guests couldn't make it. And that's okay. I don't hold anything against Marcus.
I had to come here, preach. And notice how I kept it DC free for the most part. I didn't come slandering too much, your MCU stuff.
He was very good, Widow. Yep, he did.
Oh shoot, Ashley's here now. I gotta say, I just need one, just one time, just one.
Go
time.
ahead. I'll find the clip to share for whatever you say.
All right.
That worked for you. Should let you know I'm a DC fan.
Sam Raimi has been blinded by that MCU blasphemy. This man really said Tom Holland's Spider-Man is his favorite. That shit blew my mind. Sam Raimi, I disown you. You ain't. I disown Sam Raimi. He's whack now. MCU's trash.
Sam Raimi said Tom Holland was his
favorite? His favorite character.
I like this one.
Peace out.
Nah,